Good snap, the hold, the kick is up, the kick is good!
Will be a swing by Kramer, kept alive by Jalbert. Lucas with the attack off the side of the block for the kill.
Cassette, he looks to go off guard, tucks back inside to the A gap, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Harrington, angle, off a touch, diving, Dunbar, holy cats, wow!
Starcevic in the shotgun, play action, looking for a man, has him down the field to his brother Starcevic for the touchdown. It's 31 yards. Jake.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Saturday afternoon from LaMoure, North Dakota. It's the second round of the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs here today as the 7-2 Hankinson Pirates match up with the unbeaten and number 1 ranked LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos. I'm Chase Miller, and again a good Saturday afternoon alongside Reggie Funk here from Townsend Field in LaMoure. Hankinson is coming off a 42-30 win at Maple River in the opening round of the playoffs last week in Hope. Pirates junior quarterback Rayshawn Earl finished the game with over 300 total yards of offense and 6 touchdowns, with 5 coming through the air. The Pirates picked up their first postseason win since 2017. Well, for the Lobos, they earned a bye in the second round after winning the Region 1 regular season title. LLM junior tailback Gunnar Thiel just rushed for 2,150 yards during the regular season and 26 touchdowns in 8 games here for the Lobos, who downed Hankinson nearly a month ago to the date, 60-14 in LaMoure here back on September the 27th. Still to come on our pregame show, we'll keep you apprised of what's going on in the 11-man division A playoff bracket. We'll go over the 8 contests in the second round here of the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs. But when we return, it'll be our coaches' conversation, as we'll hear from the head coach of Andy Delabar for the Lobos. But when we return, we'll be joined by Jason Moneylaws here of the Hankinson Pirates. It's Hankinson and LaMoure-Litchville Marion in the second round of the 9-man football playoffs here on yourliveevent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Lakes Community Co-op delivers more than just propane into a tank. They deliver a commitment to customer safety with professional, knowledgeable service. Lakes Community Co-op propane customers can relax because having a monitored tank allows Lakes Community Co-op to know tank levels and therefore make timely deliveries. This takes away all your worries. Call 1-888-935-2281 for propane from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Join us, part of our coaches' conversation, is the head coach of the Hankinson Pirates. That is Jason Moneylaws here as they make their way to LaMoure for a second-round North Dakota 9-man football postseason contest. And before we talk about the Lobos here, Money, let's recap the game against Maple River. Obviously, you guys came out guns a-blazing, particularly in the second half with that little no-huddle offense. Really caught Maple River on their heels defensively. I guess the biggest thing from the game in Hope last week, what do you hope to carry over from that one to the Lobos here later today?
Well, the first half, as we visited after the game, I mentioned that we just seemed we were flat, we were emotionally flat and all that stuff, and so forth. And we had a very good discussion at halftime about what we needed to do if we wanted to move on. Had they put that touchdown, Maple River put that touchdown in right before half, that game might have went the other way for us. And that was one of the things we discussed in film on Tuesday here at the school. So no, we talked about we had to get some momentum going and visiting with the other coaches and so forth. And we just said, well, we got to go tempo. We have to do something. We got to spread these guys out. They struggled with covering the pass overall. We knew that, and so we just thought that's going to be our advantage. And if we can score quick and pop the lead here and get up on them, and and just keep pushing the envelope, so to speak, keep the foot to the pedal and put her on the floor and go. And that's what we did. And it worked out for us.
You take a look at the Lobos here, and it's the same question that I ask any coach at this time of the year when you play a team a second time here, Money. What do you take from the first match? What do you change? How does it make it more of a challenge, or does it make it better playing a team a second time instead of seeing someone from the West that you haven't, seen before in the playoffs?
Yeah, well, one thing we have to do, Chase, is we can't have 3 turnovers in the first half. We had a couple picks in there, and Ray was trying to make something happen, and so he threw some passes that two of them that were intercepted. And of course, they turn into touchdowns. And then on a kick return, Jax just mishandled the ball, and we turned it over in their end of the field, and so things like that. When you're playing the best team in the state, and you're playing at their home, it's a tough spot. It really is. And their fans are loud, which is great. It's a great atmosphere and everything. And inside that baseball diamond with that corrugated steel surrounding, the sounds are just bouncing everywhere, and it really doesn't get out of there. So it can get pretty loud. And we have to be able to handle what they're going to do with us, as far as defensively. They're aggressive at times, and things like that. We need to do a better job, though, of trying to use the clock. Quick scoring ain't going to work because they're just going to get the ball and they can quick score on us. But that's what we have to do. We have to get the confidence to be able to move the ball, number one, and not turn the ball over. Number two, we have to do a better job on defense. We need to make sure we don't let Gunner get on the perimeter, because when he's on the perimeter, I haven't seen a team stop him yet consistently. That you look at their scores, and there's not many teams that have scored more than a couple touchdowns on them. I think LaMoure-Litchville got the most points on them. And so we're looking at what they're doing on film, and we can probably do that ourselves, spread them out a little bit, and try to throw the ball around more. But the idea of trying to run the ball, I talked to you last time about this, that to be successful in the playoffs, you need to run the ball. And they run the ball, and we at times can run the ball, but because of our size here and there and some younger kids, it's a little bit more difficult. They're more seasoned up front, and a lot of those boys have quite a bit of experience over the last couple seasons here. So that's going to be a big challenge for us.
You mentioned Gunnar Thielgis. I mean, his stats don't lie, obviously, but I know there's offensive line that allows him to get to the edge. Obviously, when you have a good quarterback who's able to, keep you honest in that capacity too on the passing game. So I guess the question isn't so much how are you going to stop him, because he's going to get the ball and he's going to get his touches, but how do you minimize, and maybe you already alluded to, Money, how do you minimize the explosive plays where Gunnar gets to the edge and then it's like a track meet, for 80 yards and a score, so to speak?
Well, maybe we can bribe them and say, instead of running for 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, how about you just kind of fall down and pretend we tackled you? No. You know what? If I knew, if I could just tell you, that would be the key to the game, right? I don't know if we will stop. We won't stop them. We won't. There's absolutely no way you're going to contain him the whole game. He's too good of a talent. He's too fast. He's too strong. We need to minimize it. We don't want these 40, 60-yard runs for touchdown. If we can stop it and actually make them put a drive together of more than 4 plays, that's a win. It really is. And so defensively, we've been working on this the last couple of days of what we have to do to stop this guy. And if we're not in our fit, if we're not quote unquote keeping the cup, we're in trouble. And that is a big concern for us, for trying to slow him down. Now, his when his brother runs too, geez, he's that's going to be a two-headed monster next year in that backfield. And I was kind of joking around with Andy about it at our region meeting. I said, so you're going to put Gunner at quarterback and his brother at tailback and just let the show go? He goes, no, I don't know. I never really kind of thought about that. And he has a pretty good quarterback too that can throw the ball too.
Without question. Last thing for me, Money, and when someone breaks a school record, we obviously got to talk about him. I know we could talk about Falk and Blado and Gene and company and what they were able to do getting after it defensively and offensively. But when Rayshawn Earl, I know before the game, you said 6 touchdowns would pretty much put him right at the record, and he broke the record, and he was able to get 6, right on the money, getting the single season passing record, then adds a cherry on top with the 6 and the overall touchdowns record. So what does that just mean for Rayshawn Earl, this program that's had a lot of really good football players come through, in Pirate history here?
Well, I'll tell you this. Ray's very humble. Obviously, he's excited about it. He has two records now in our school. So that's quite a feat for a junior in high school. And last time we visited, I talked about how this kid's special, athletically speaking. He's very gifted. He can do things that you just don't see in small schools or 9-man schools or even 11-man schools. The things he does, you see in these big schools where there's thousands of kids in the school and they have probably 150 kids on their team, where there's a bigger pool of talent and stuff. But what he can do with his feet and seeing things and throwing across his body and sidearm and everything else is phenomenal. And I'm going to say it again, that this kid's a D1 talent, in my opinion. And then talking to other coaches, they would agree with me. And I'm happy he's here. We're blessed that he's here. And the one thing about him, though, again, I'm going to go back to this. He's very humble and he's a team player. He's not a guy that's going to gloat on any of his success. He just takes it the way it is and keeps rolling.
Hey, Money, as always, I thank you so much for your time and best of luck against the Lobos here later today.
Yeah, we're going to need a little bit of luck. I think we're going to eat a lot of Lucky Charms before we head out of Hankinson in the morning here and so forth. So.
And that again, Jason Moneylaw is with us here. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach. That is Andy DeLabar on our pregame show for the Lobos.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you, from prescription requests and OTC medication, you can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Find the perfect gifts for this fall and upcoming winter, from hunting to Christmas, with heated glove and boot liners to heated stadium seats, body wraps, and scarves. Plus, LaMoure Drugstore has an Evo car jump starter with an air compressor and power ports. You can also keep your refreshments cold or food warm with the Nebo thermoelectric cooler bag. Located in the center of LaMoure in the Bank North Mall. For more info, go to LaMoureDrugstore.com.
LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Check out their latest selection of Milwaukee tools, from M18 fuel impact wrenches, new M18 forged batteries, chainsaws, and more. There's over 250 Milwaukee tools to choose from. Plus, browse their sweet pickings section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. LaMoure Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information on all the services LaMoure Hardware offers, go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com.
Join us from the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos here ahead of the opening kickoff in the second round of the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs is Andy DeLabar, head coach again for the Lobos. And Andy, let's first and foremost talk about just the season to this standpoint. You're able to win a region title. You're able to be the #1 overall seed. You earn a bye into the second round as well. So from top to bottom, what have you learned about your team this season that you're looking forward to going into the playoffs with here against the Hankinson Pirates?
Yeah, I think the most thing we've kind of really noticed is that we're green and growing still. I feel like we're not even to our peak yet, and I think that's what our boys have just kind of continued to build upon, is just keep getting better every single week and take it 1 week at a time. And so yeah, we're playing better football than we were last week, and I think to have a week off like we did, it was good for the body, but we strengthened the mind, if that's a thing. I think, our mental reps and everything we did throughout the week, last week, and then leading up until game day now, it's really helped us prepare for our first playoff round where, everybody else has pretty much played a game. We're just kind of getting started, but not from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, we're going to be ready to go.
The old adage when you talk with coaches, someone new or someone familiar. Well, you get someone familiar here with the Hankinson Pirates. So how is that a benefit, but also, is that a challenge the second time around here, Andy?
Yeah, I said earlier, it's always hard. I don't care who you are to beat a team twice, and I know they're going to look back at what was successful for them against us that first go around. They're also going to make adjustments to what we were successful with. So it's about being able to adjust to those changes, and really as the game flow goes on, really stay focused on what got us here. As from day one, it's just been our standard that we're focused on. It's not Hankinson, it's not whoever's in that opposite color jersey. It's what we do. So for us to come out here tonight, we're still gonna focus on what our game plan is and what got us here and what principles have led us to playing really good local football.
I always talk with coaches. You get to this time of the year, you can talk about all 25, 28, 30 guys that are on a roster here, Andy. But let's go over a particular matchup from my standpoint, seeing Hankinson take some big shots down the field, flying up Blado, finding and Hernandez. And that means your corners have to be awfully good in space and also wrapping up in the field as well with Rayshon, or also Kobe Fieldgess and Avery Kramer. Just kind of what are they going to see here later today, and how have you seen them kind of continue to grow at that defensive back spot?
Yeah, I think they've been a crucial component to our success too in the passing defense. And Colby played a lot last year, and Avery now is a little bit newer this year, but he's one, and both those guys have played solid for us at corner. And in a game like tonight, it's gonna provide some challenges to them, but to help make sure they stay disciplined, but also come up and be good tacklers too. So they're one of the top athletes on our team, so they're in a perfect spot to play at that corner spot. That was kind of our question mark going into the season, and how are we going to fill those spots? And with Avery coming in and filling that spot for a senior, Blaze Isaacson, that graduated, he's made us better. I think we're better there than we were last year at this time, and so I think we're really growing in our secondary, and those two have really led that charge.
I know Owen Lesko, and rightfully so, for what he's meant to Lobo football, gets a lot of attention, but also just seeing what Hebel and Lentmeyer's able to do at that linebacker spot with even Carl guarding, kind of how you mix and match and play some guys on the ends that almost look more like a D end than an outside linebacker at times here, Andy. But what do particularly, Henry and also with Akale Hebel, what have they provided this season?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys we could really talk about this year, and that's good for us. And I think defensively, with Owen leading the charge, obviously, I think a lot of teams are going to put their focus on him. But Henry Letmeyer too he's growing. I'm probably the hardest on him because I know what ceiling he has. It's such a high ceiling. I know he's got so much more room to improve, and he's shown that, and he's done that. So good on those guys. And for Cale Hebel and Brand Carlgard, just their experience now. They're two seniors playing that linebacker spot for us, and just being able to be dual threat defenders, as far as, taking away the run, but also, being a good pass defender as well. So, they're really key components to our defense, and just overall, all 9 of those guys, stay focused on what has got us to this point, and, continue to be good tacklers, getting off blocks and pursue the football. I think that's really what's helped us be such a good defense this year.
Final thing for me, Andy, before we let you go, ultimately, what must the Lobos do well here against the Pirates to find a date into the quarterfinals, next weekend?
Execute. We got to take care of our jobs offensively, defensively, and again, focus on our standard and what our expectations are for each other. Hold each other accountable for the job that we're doing today, and really just play Lobo football. That's what it's going to come down to. And of course, we got to take care of things with the Rayshon Earl, and not let him get too hot here. But certainly we're going to keep our focus on us and what we need to do to continue to win football games.
Andy, as always, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck against the Pirates coming up here later today.
Thanks, Chase.
That again, Andy Delabar, head coach of the Lobos, will continue on our pregame show after this from LaMoure.
Honest honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com. If you're ready for a great meal, head over to West Main Pizza in Ada and Dilworth. They have a variety of pizzas like Supreme, Barbecue Chicken, The Reuben, Grandma G's Sloppy Joe, BLT, Hawaiian, Vegetarian, and more. West Main Pizza also serves nachos and tacos, great pasta dishes, panini sandwiches, subs, and salads. West Main Pizza at 320 East Main Street in Ada and 111 15th Street Northeast in Dilworth. Check them out online at westmainpizza.net.
It's now time to get to our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers and quality products. That again is crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. The Hankinson Pirates defensive line will roll like this. Mason Mauk at a defensive line spot, a junior, with Trevor Furch, the nose guard, the sophomore, and Andrew Jean, the senior defensive end. Linebackers of Parker Falk with Mr. Benson, and also in the starting lineup here will be Tyson Falk as well. Cade Hintz not in the starting lineup here with 13 tackles for losses this season. Had an injury over practice. So again, number 3 will be Tyson Falk in the lineup here today for Coach Moneylaws and the Pirates. Jax Hernandez at the defensive back spot with Matt Blado and Rayshawn Earl leading the team with 7 interceptions on the season. The Pirates averaging 39 points per game while defensively giving up 22 points per contest. That again is a look at the Hankinson Pirates, as the Hankinson Pirates again going up against LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos here on YourLiveEvent.com. High school football here today on Your Live Event as the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos will have their starting lineup as they will roll like this. At a quarterback is Mason Workin with tailback of Gunnar Thielgis. And then you have the fullback of Mr. Hebel here. Wide receiver of Kobe Thielgis, the younger brother of Gunnar, with tight ends of Carl Gard and Lesko. Offensive line spots of Preston Arndt, Tucker Jones, and then you also have the center here of Gavin Christensen. The Lobos averaging 58 points per game defensively, giving up 13 points per contest. Head coached by Andy Delabar with a mark of 8 wins and 0 losses on the season. The Pirates at 7-2. Earlier they met on September the 27th. The Lobos defeated the Pirates 60-14. That again does it for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. When we return here from LaMoure, we'll get to the opening kick. The coin toss won by the Lobos, and they will receive to start the football. So we will see the Lobos offense here, and we'll see the Pirates defense to start things off. 4 12-minute quarters, a spot in the quarterfinals on the line. The Pirates looking to make it to the quarters for the first time since 2016, where the Lobos are looking for their 5th straight appearance in the quarterfinal round. I'm Chase Miller alongside Reggie Funk. That does it for our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Back with the opening kick next from LaMoure.
RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro, is now Agassiz Precision Ag.
RDK 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 is now Agassiz Precision Ag. You heard that right. RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro, is now Agassiz Precision Ag. Same location, employees, and customer service you deserve. Visit us at planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you, from prescription requests and OTC medication, you can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Find the perfect gifts for this fall and upcoming winter, from hunting to Christmas, with heated glove and boot liners to heated stadium seats, body wraps, and scarves. Plus, LaMoure Drugstore has an Evo car jump starter with an air compressor and power ports. You can also keep your refreshments cold or food warm with the Nebo thermoelectric cooler bag. Located in the center of LaMoure in the Bank North Mall. For more info, go to LaMourDrugstore.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits, including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
We offer the greatest broadband that anyone can subscribe to. And that's because of the infrastructure that we have been able to build over the last decade. You know, we're talking 10 gigabit per customer. That's the network we're building. There's days I think about, what's the network going to be after I retire? Where it continues to evolve, and if it evolves as much as what it has in the last 73 years, we can't even dream what it's going to be in the future.
High school football today from LaMoure. It's the North Dakota 9-man second round, featuring the 7-2 Pirates and the undefeated and number 1 ranked LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos. Chase Miller, Reggie Funk, and you here in the mid-50s. A blustery wind from the south at about 20 miles an hour, with gusts a little bit higher than that. See some corn stalks flying into Towson Field at particular times here this afternoon. Winner will head to the quarterfinals against either Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood, or South Prairie. Also on this half of the bracket features Ray Powers Lake, features South Border at Linton, HMB, Strasburg, Zeeland, and Cavalier at North Border. In terms of the top half of the 9-man playoff bracket, handful of games going on at 1, 2, and 2:30 here across the afternoon. High school football today on YourLiveEvent.com, as the Hankinson Pirates will put this one on the tee as we'll get this ready to roll. Blado here at the 40-yard line, and the wind will be more of a cross-diagonal wind here today. It won't be in the face or in the back of these players as we get this one ready to roll. Opening kick here at 12:58 on a Saturday afternoon in LaMoure, and the second round of the 9-man playoffs are officially underway. With the return here is Steelgist. That's Kobe. Kobe makes his way to the 37, and already we have a little bit of yellow laundry on the field at the 35-yard line. I'll see what the procedure penalty is on. The first opportunity here from the referee here today, which is Chris Larson, part of our officiating crew. This will be on the Lobos, and take LLM back a little bit farther. Our officiating crew here, umpire is Ryan Weber, and linesman is Cam Anderson, line judge of Jacob Schlecht, and back judge of Nick Nelson here in this contest. His ball will be spotted here at the 25-yard line. LLM will come out with the I formation here as Gunnar Theelgis dots the I. Hebel in the fullback position. Theelgis gets to the edge, and Theelgis is able to get the yards back past the 35, breaks the tackle, and he spins his way with Andrew Jean to about the 44-yard line for a gain of 19. Taking a look at what Theelgis has been able to do here on this season. Came in the 6'1 junior tailback with 148 rushing attempts, averaging 14.5 yards per rush with 2,150 yards of offense just on the ground and 26 touchdowns. And that was the thing talking with Coach Moneylaws. How do you try to just at least bare minimum contain them as much as possible? Motion man going left to right as Colby Theelgis here to the near sideline as under center is working. Handoff goes to Gunnar Theelgis right down Main Street, and Theelgis plows his way past the 40 to the 38-yard line. So you go from the 49 all the way up to the 38. That's another healthy gain here of 13 yards. 2 carries for make that now 32 yards for Theelgis, and this might be a game if you're Hankinson, the old bend but don't break. You might give some yards between the 20s, but once it gets in the red area, can you force the Lobos to have a turnover on downs or force a turnover? Well, if you're the Lobos, this is what they've done all season long. They give it to the 30. Rayshawn Earl trying to make a tackle, can't. Theelgis makes his way to the 15, and Earl finally brings him down at the 11, close to the 12-yard line. Nice run on the play, and they will mark it right at the 10-yard line here on the play for a gain of 28. And already Theelgis 3 carries 60 yards, and the Lobos in the red zone here early on in this first quarter of play. Clock will stop at 11:01 here in the opening quarter. Winner again makes their way a week from today to the quarterfinals. Theelgis to left-handed side. There's a good gang form of tackling by a handful of Hankinson Pirates. Athy, part of the tackling party there, makes it to the 6 for a gain of 4. 4 carries for 64 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal, ball spotted at the 6-yard line here, as the Lobos will handle the football here for a 2nd and goal opportunity. 1 wide receiver split out to the left-hand side here for the Lobos will be Colby Theelgis. Again, Gunnar Theelgis in the backfield now, single back formation by himself as Workin goes under center. Theelgis making his way left-handed side, and good tackle across the way here for Hankinson with Parker Falk as they're going to mark it at about the 3 for a gain of 3. So 3rd and goal upcoming, ball spotted at the 3-yard line here. As it'll be 3rd down, so Hankinson trying to at least get it to 4th down here. We'll see what the Lobos drop offensively. Already 2 minutes off the drive. Handoff, Theelgis right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Lobos. Theelgis, all 6 carries on the particular drive as he goes the distance down the field. And for the Lobos, it's 75 yards. And that first penalty of the game that pushed him back to 25 goes unevaded here. 6 carries for Theelgis as he's able to make his way down the field and eventually cap it off with a rushing touchdown here for the Lobos, as the Lobos will be going for the 2-point conversion to try to make it 8-0 early on here. And they will give this one for the 2-point rush for Owen Lesko. New score, opening drive, LLM 8, Hankinson scoreless here on your liveevent.com.
Check out their latest selection of Milwaukee tools, from M18 fuel impact wrenches, new M18 forged batteries, chainsaws, and more. There's over 250 Milwaukee tools to choose from. Plus, browse their sweet pickings section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. LaMoure Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information on all the services LaMoure Hardware offers, go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Now for the Lobos, 2 minutes and 15 seconds comes off the clock. It's a 75-yard touchdown drive, and all the rushes again there for Gunnar Thielgis here for LLM. As the Lobos will put this one on the tee at the 40-yard line and kick things off here. As Thielgis has had himself a quality start here to the game for the Lobos, as he has throughout the entirety of the season. As you'll see Logan Potts, the sophomore, putting it on the 40-yard line here for the Lobos. Nice crowd across the way from both the Hankinson and the Lobos fans in attendance, as this one's going to be a short little kick. Getting on this one will be Jax Hernandez at about the 32, and that's where we'll see the first time today the Hankinson Pirates offense here against this LaMoure-Litchville Marion defense. So Pirates will start things off here with 9:44 again in the quarter, and they will mark it right at the 32 on the far hash. Hankinson, led by the quarterback of Rayshon Earl, most single-game passing touchdowns in a season, or a season that is, and also most touchdowns in school history, and he still has another year in front of him as a junior. Earl will roll the pocket to the near side. There comes a flag. This one gets batted and eventually incomplete, looking for Tyson Falk at about the 36-yard line on a little curl route. And the penalty will be on Hankinson, and this one will be a hold. And Andy Delabar says, let's move him back. So both teams with a 10-yard flag so far early in this one. Jax Hernandez, the starting tailback. Then you'll see a handful of Parker Falk and Ben Athey in the backfield. Again, Cade Hintz out of the lineup with an injury, so Tyson Falk taking his starting spot, and Matthew Blado with a couple of receiving touchdowns last week in Hope, also in the starting lineup. Rayshon Earl moves to pocket collapses. Earl making his way to the outside, weaving. Earl then's going to get stuck in the backfield at about the 10-yard line. Preston Arndt comes in on a big tackle for a loss. That's a loss of 12. So tough if you're Hankinson here, as that'll mark them back all the way at the 11. It'll be second down and a country mile upcoming here, as they will need to get to the 42-yard line for the first down. So second down upcoming. They will have trips to the near side, twins to the right. Rayshon Earl again in the shotgun formation, spreading out this Lobos defense. Earl trying to get the play off. Now will cut and run. Earl gets the 15-20. Rayshon making his way to about the 22. Gets a good chunk back after the tackle there by Colby Thielgis. And Earl will make his way quickly to the 22 for a gain of 11. So he gets those 11 yards back. Andrew Jean and Gunnar Ill get that kind of hybrid tight end and wide receiver spot. Center Mason Malk with Benson and Furch at the guard spot. Third down and long here for the Pirates. Again, they will need the 42 for the first. Rayshon with time to throw. Rayshon all day pops a pass to the near sideline. This one is batted down. He had Gene Hernandez in there, batting the ball down eventually for the Lobos will be Hebel and Kramer defensively, and now it's a fourth down. Lobos defensive linemen of Preston Arndt and Tucker Jones. Linebackers of Lettenmeyer and Lesko with Carl Gard and Hebel. Then again, defensive backs, as we just alluded to, of Avery Kramer, Gunner, and Kobe Thielgis as well. Between those three, they have 7 interceptions on the season, as that first down hold really proved costly, and then eventually the sack is coming on to kick this one away. Be a nice send-over end kick by Blado, but that'll go right to the LaMoure-Litchville Marion sideline. Good kick to keep it away from the specialist, but unfortunate there for the Pirates as they will mark it at the 32. So it's a kick and a punt of 10 yards here, and the Lobos will have their second possession of the game with great starting field position at the positive 32-yard line here of Hankinson. As we will see the Lobos out for the second time here in this contest, but the first time they will start in positive territory again in the Hankinson side of the field. As the Lobos come out under center. Pitch play, this one will go on the sweep to Thielgis. Thielgis making his way past the 30 and a shoestring tackle. Nicely done by Jax Hernandez, but a gain of a couple of yards on the play by Thielgis. And Thielgis makes his way to the 28-yard line. 7 carries so far for Thielgis here. And the Lobos trying to get up by 2 scores early in this contest, averaging 457 yards of total offense on this season, with 329 of those yards going on the ground. As Mason Workin here will come under center. Handoff goes to Theelgis. Theelgis making his way in the red zone. Breaks a tackle 10. Theelgis to the 5. Theelgis stretches into the end zone. Touchdown, Lobos. It's a 28-yard rushing score, and the Lobos lead it 14-0. 8 carries so far for Theelgis, and he's at it again with this second rushing touchdown of the afternoon. 129 yards rushing so far here for Theelgis. Make that a shotgun formation. Workin, 2-point conversion. Workin trying to weave his way into the end zone, and he does. Lobos with the scoring drive here. They take advantage of the short field. They're up early, 16-0 against Hankinson.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
High school football here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller, Reggie Funk. As the Lobos will put this one on the tee here, and the Pirates will get their second crack at the football. And here's the thing against the Lobos throughout the course of what they've been able to do this season is this will be a low kick, and getting on that one will be Rayshon Earl right about at the 30-yard line. The one thing about the Lobos is they've gotten out in front of teams early, and they've put a lot of teams away, getting up 2-3 scores in that first quarter, and then they just kind of force you to get out of your own game plan a little bit and chase the contest throughout the majority of the game. Hankinson, a little bit of a slow start when talking with Jason Moneylaws last week against Maple River. They found themselves trailing right away and then trailing at the half. Then the third quarter and that second half, the Pirates went down the field and scored touchdown, and more, as that one is going to be a wrap-up tackle with Hebel. But Hernandez does get past the 30 to about the 32-yard line for a gain of 3. Second down and short here for the Pirates, coming around that orbit formation, as this one's going to go with Rayshon Earl. Spins his way past the 35 and tries to get to about the 37, 38-yard line for a gain of about 8. When Rayshon kind of gets in open spaces, almost reminds me maybe of a Kyler Murray-esque kind of a runner. If he can get to that boundary on the far side, he can take it for a house call, as the Pirates will come out in a third and short, third and very manageable situation here. Little Sugar No Huddle continues. Handoff, Hernandez trying to spin to the outside. He gets the first down and some past the 42, the 41. Good tackle here from the Lobos and Lettenmeyer, but not before they get 3 yards there for Hernandez. And better job by the lineman sealing the edge a little bit there for Hankinson to allow Jacks to get to the outside and pick up the first down. So Pirates on schedule this time around. First down and 10 for Hankinson. Rayshon looking, finding this one on the near side, and a toe drag. Do they catch it? Yes. Nicely done for the Hankinson Pirates to Blado, looking like Chris Carter out there tapping the toes down, or maybe Justin Jefferson after the catch on Thursday night in Los Angeles. Regardless, it's Rayshawn Earl with a good pass of 6 yards on the way. Let's bring up 2nd down and 4 upcoming. Shotgun, Rayshawn Earl looking to pitch, does, and eventually gets maybe about a yard to Hernandez as that was pursued by a handful of Lobos on the play. You had Lettenmeyer in there as well with Lesko and Hebel as the pursuit again from the Lobos brings it to about the 49-yard line. So a gain of a yard and a half makes it 3rd down and manageable, however, here for Hankinson midway point of the first quarter. They're going to fake the little sweep. Rayshawn Earl then able to get to the 50 and spins his way. He needs the 49. Rayshawn kind of put his foot in the ground, made a little bit of a divot, spun, and I think they're going to give him the 1st down, or is it going to be short? It's right in front of us here, and there has been no indication, and now it's going to be a 1st down. So give Rayshawn Earl able to make his way for a couple of yards here. 4 carries for 8 yards so far. 1st down and 10 for Hankinson. Handoff goes to Hernandez. Hernandez is going to get met right at the line. Oh, and Lesko comes in on the tackle, makes it 2nd and 10. As you will see, the Pirates right now 2nd and 10 upcoming here with 5:20 remaining. Something Coach Moneylaws alluded to in our pregame show, saying you want to have lengthy drives. You want to keep the Lobos offense off the field because they're that much of a high-taint offense. But also he understood that the up-tempo is what helped Hankinson win against the Raiders. So I'm going to see a little bit of mixture here today. This one into the flat, caught by the Pirates as they're able to get to about the 44-yard line to Parker Falk. Makes it now a 3rd and about 5 opportunity here. One thing that the Lobos have done early on is they're getting right after Rayshawn early and making him have to force the football. Earl did a good job taking the check down, trips to the right-handed side. They will need the Lobos 39 for the 1st. Rayshawn, they're going to bring 3. Earl moving his way right-handed side. Rayshawn Earl looking to get a man down the field. They're going to try to take off, and we'll see where they spot him on the far side at the 43-yard line. So about a gain of 1 and brings up a 4th down upcoming. So they'll mark it at the 43.5-yard line. And for Coach Moneylaws, this is a definite 4th down and go-for-it situation here at midfield with 4:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Trips to the near side, 1 to the right on the line is Gene at the tight end spot. As Rayshawn Earl back in that shotgun formation, rolls the pocket near side. Earl looking to throw, steps up, fires, has a man caught in the middle. This one goes to Blado, and Blado makes his way to about the 27-yard line. 17 yards on the pitch and catch, and it's a 4th down to a 1st down here for Hankinson. 2 catches now for 23 yards for Blado after having himself a really nice, fine performance in Hope against the Raiders for a couple of touchdown catches. And Hankinson driving here from right to left as they get another 1st down on the drive. Handoff goes to Hernandez, little slow, trying to see if he can maybe get a little bit of a lane opening up. Maybe about a yard for Hernandez. 5 carries now for 8 yards. Kind of almost looks like the slow at times Wake Forest RPO mesh game where they have the quarterback and the tailback almost walking up the line and seeing where the lane was going to go, as Hernandez was trying to see if some type of crease would form, but the Lobos did a good job swarming to the football. Rayshawn Earl steps, fires, throws, completes. This one going past the 15 for a 1st down to about the 14. That's to Tyson Falk, the freshman. So 13 yards on the pitch and catch. And all of a sudden, just like that, the Pirates knocking on the door here. Rayshawn Earl rolling, right-handed side looking. Rayshawn Earl firing. This one is going to be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Pirates! To Parker Falk this time for 15 yards on the pitch and catch. Rayshawn Earl, 5 of 6 passing so far on the contest for 56 yards and add a touchdown as well. Falk with his second reception of the game here. Has 20 yards in a TD as well. As they will come on for the point after attempt. Blado gets this one through with the PAT. 3:10 left to play here in the opening quarter. It's the Lobos 16, the Pirates 7 on your LiveEvent.com.
If you're ready for a great meal, head over to West Main Pizza in Ada and Dilworth. They have a variety of pizzas like Supreme, Barbecue Chicken, The Reuben, Grandma G Sloppy Joe, BLT, Hawaiian, Vegetarian, and more. West Main Pizza also serves nachos and tacos, great pasta dishes, panini sandwiches, subs, and salads. West Main Pizza at 320 East Main Street in Ada and 111 15th Street Northeast in Dilworth. Check them out online at westmainpizza.net.
RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro, is now Agassi Precision Ag.
RDK 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 is Agassi Precision Ag. You heard that right. RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro, is now Agassi Precision Ag. Same location, employees, and customer service you deserve. Visit us at planterdoc.com.
High school football here today on yourliveevent.com. Chase Miller, Reggie Funk. Make sure you patronize all of our sponsors who are allowing us to be here today, where the Pirates' second drive goes a lot better than the first after they didn't put themselves in a hole at 1st and 20 to begin with. They kept the line going, earned a 4th down, a couple nice passes. 4 minutes and 10 seconds goes off the clock on a drive that eventually amasses 71 yards of offense, a lot of it through the air for Mr. Rayshawn Earl. 56 yards passing so far and a touchdown as Blado puts this one on the tee. High end over end kick as Thiel just bobbles the ball at the 25-yard line. Looking to get to the near sideline. Rayshawn Earl misses on a tackle. This one gets to about the 27, and a handful of flakes come out after that as Parker Folk comes in on the tackle after getting the touchdown. Love 9-man football. There's not two-way players. There's three-way players. Offense, defense, and special teams. As Chris Larson, the white hat, going to call holding on the Lobos here. It'll be their second penalty of the afternoon for 20 yards. We'll also keep you apprised as this one goes on. Other games going on across the state of North Dakota. We have the Kindred Vikings and the Carrington Cardinals in 11-man. Also starting at 2 o'clock later today in Castleton, Central Cass and Botno in 11-man as well. A lot of 9-man football games kind of with that 2 o'clock to 1:30 start time here today. 16-7, third possession of the game here for the Lobos. This will be right at the 3-minute mark and start back at their own 17-yard line. As the Lobos going to give this one to Gunnar Thielgis, and Gunnar Thielgis gets loose again to the 25 and close to the 26 for a gain of about 9 yards. 9 carries so far for Thielgis here. And he's had himself a fine afternoon performance. 116 yards so far on the ground with 2 touchdowns as well here for Thielgis. As the Lobos, with Mason working, the sophomore at 180, 989 yards passing, 19 touchdowns and 1 interception. Does have a couple of rushing touchdowns as well. Thielgis gets a little bit of a crease. Earl brings him down to about the 35-yard line. And just like that, 2 plays and a first down for LLM. And as much as you want to focus on stopping the run, the Lobos will take the chance of the play action down the flat. They will have a chance to go over the top on some heavy plays as well. And the Lobos and the Pirates' second meeting here this season in LaMoure. One wide receiver is Kobe Thielgis, has 4 receiving touchdowns on the year, split out right on the baseball now meets the football field here at Towson Field. As Gunnar Thielgis plows his way to the 45, and Earl trying to bring him down to about the 50. Eventually, the Pirates with Trevor Furch will help on the tackle for a gain of mark at 16 yards. You can call Gunnar Thielgis the bell cow. I think that's the easiest way to say it. here for Coach Delabar and the Lobos. 90 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Top-ranked LaMoure-Litchville Marion leads it by 9 here over the visiting Hankinson Pirates. And it's been Theelgis left, Theelgis right, and Theelgis up the middle. The center and Gavin Christensen here will hike this one to Workin. And Theelgis makes his way to the 42-yard line before he's wrapped up and tackled by Parker Falk for a gain of 7. And here is going to be the tale of the game for the Pirates. When can they find a way to get a tackle for a loss or immediately get Gunnar Theelgis at the line? So far, the Lobos consistently here with Theelgis have done a nice job kind of getting to that second level. Shotgun formation, wide receiver split out on either side. Mason Workin, delayed handoff. This goes to Theelgis, making his way to the 30. Theelgis to the 20, Theelgis to the 15, and he spins his way to the 14-yard line. A late flag comes in. It's a gain of 28 yards. Oh, nope, late flag. That was just a football on the far side with the kids. Throwing a yellow and a green, which is probably a Packer or NDSU football on the far side. As the Lobos looking to get one more playoff here before the end of the quarter. Lobos here in this shotgun formation, Workin looks at the clock, fires, throws outside. That's to Kobe Theelgis. Kobe gets tackled inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line for a pitch of 5 yards. That'll do it for the opening quarter here in this contest as LaMoure-Litchville Marion leads it 16-7 over Hankinson on your liveevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you, from prescription requests and OTC medication, you can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Find the perfect gifts for this fall and upcoming winter, from hunting to Christmas, with heated glove and boot liners to heated stadium seats, body wraps, and scarves. Plus, LaMoure Drugstore has an Evo car jump starter with an air compressor and power cords. You can also keep your refreshments cold or food warm with the Nebo thermoelectric cooler bag. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more info, go to LaMourDrugstore.com.
Out-of-town scoreboard here in the first quarter of play. The Kenner Vikings all over the Carrington Cardinals, 21-0. Also on yourliveevent.com. Here later today, Polk County West and Monoman Waubun at 2 o'clock. Botno and Central Cass also at 2 o'clock as well for some high school football. Simply go to our website or subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching Your Live Event between the Lobos here and the Hankinson Pirates. As the Lobos will come out under center, as they will have Theelgis, and again as Gunnar Theelgis here will come out, already 13 carries here on the contest. Working, rolling out, looking into the end zone, incomplete off the hands of Karlgaard. And that's where they'll get you. They consistently run Theelgis, 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 and all of a sudden, boom, here comes a little play action, and they nearly hit for a big touchdown. Instead, that'll make a third down opportunity here, and these are the little points in a game. If you're Hankinson or anybody trying to stop the Lobos, you got to get to a fourth and eventually a turnover on downs, and the Lobos have been so good in situations like this season. Once they get into the red zone, they don't come empty too many times. Workin goes back under center here, hands it off to Theelgis. Theelgis has a crease into the end zone. He's got a hat trick here in the first half. Theelgis with a 9-yard rushing touchdown. 186 yards on 14 attempts and 3 touchdowns for Theelgis. It's 22-7 LLM. In a drive that goes just over 3 minutes of play 83 yards, and the Lobos will come out for the 2-point conversion. As you will have Gunnar Theogis now in that pistol with Kobe Theogis behind him and Lesko. They're going to give it to Lesko for the 2 points. It's LLM 24, the Pirates of Hankinson 7 with the football when we return here on your liveevent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
We offer the greatest broadband that anyone can subscribe to. And that's because of the infrastructure that we have been able to build over the last decade. You know, we're talking 10 gigabit per customer. That's the network we're building. There's days I think about, what's the network going to be after I retire? Where it continues to evolve, and if it evolves as much as what it has in the last 73 years, we can't even dream what it's going to be in the future.
High school football here on your liveevent.com. Chase Miller, Reggie Funk with you on this blustery Saturday afternoon from LaMoure. Mid-50s. The sun was out earlier in the morning. Went over to the local establishment here, the grill, got some food. I think Reggie had a chicken wrap. I had a chicken sandwich, not too shabby. And we came back out, and the wind picked up about 15 miles to 20 mile an hour more than what it was earlier. But all things considered for this time of the year, it's not too shabby. This will be an end-over end kick, and the Hankinson Pirates will pop on this one here with Tyson Falk. So the Pirates did a good job on their last possession, milking about 4 minutes off the clock, able to get in the end zone. This will be their third possession of the contest here with 11:50 remaining, and they will have it at the 30. They've had the ball at the 32, the 29, and the 30-yard line so far here today. Rayshawn Earl steps up, fires, throws, finds Gene. Gene past midfield. Gene to the 45-yard line, and he rolls his way to about the 43. Gene for a gain of 27 yards. Gene with his first reception of the contest here, and Hankinson quickly gets back to line. 83 yards passing here for Rayshawn Earl. Rayshawn Earl has hit his last 6 through the air. Now make it 7 as they go to the outside past the 40 on the quick pitch and catch. As this one makes its way to Falk. Falk is able to get to about the 38-yard line for a gain of 5. This will be second down upcoming here for the Hankinson Pirates, but Rayshawn gets the ball out early, forces the defense to have to play the boundary, then at times has opportunities to throw. Another quick pass going outside to Falk. Falk looking to break out of a tackle, and eventually coming in on the tackle there will be Lesko as he puts his left hand out there, and it's actually a tackle for a loss of 1. 4 catches now for 24 yards and a touchdown for Falk. Definitely 4-down territory here for the Hankinson Pirates, but they want to get the first here on third. Diamond formation, 1 wide receiver. The flag will come out, though, as Hankinson with Rayshawn Earl gets to about the 37-yard line after the pass there from Falk, but never was set were the Hankinson Pirates. And we'll see what Coach Delabar wants to do, either take them back and make it a 3rd and 10 or possibly make it about a 4th and 5 opportunity upcoming here. We'll see what Chris Larson talks about. Looks like they are going to take the penalty from the original line unless Sandy Delabar declines it again. Currently at the 37, the original line of scrimmage was the 39-yard line, and Andy Delabar says push him back. 2 penalties for 15 yards. Some other games going on later today out west. Central McLean at Grant County Flasher. 2011, the last time that Central McLean made it to the quarterfinals. Alexander at West Hope Newburgh. Weimar-Lidgewood at Griggs Dakota. That one kicked off here at the bottom of the hour. Some of the other games going on the other side of the bracket here today in 9-man football. Third and long, Rayshon Earl bobbled it, regains possession, goes on the out pattern. This one caught by Blado, who gets stuck by Kramer at the 37, make it about the 38-yard line. A long out pattern. They do get the penalty yardage back for a gain of 6. Blado with his third reception now for 29 yards, and it'll bring up a 4th and 5 opportunity here for the Hankinson Pirates. Rayshon Earl rolling the pocket. Earl looking down the field, has Gene. There's a big throw. This one's going to be batted down by Kramer. Kramer did a great job timing it up perfectly. Gene had the step immediately, but Rayshon then had to roll out of the pocket, and that'll make it a turnover on downs. The one-handed bat by Kramer forces a turnover on downs, and the Lobos will take over here with 9:39 remaining in the quarter. Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line for the Lobos. They've had it at their own 25, at the 32 of Hankinson, and at their own 37-yard line as well. As you will see, the Lobos come out here offensively, and we've seen a lot of Thielges here today. That again is Gunner. Gunner, handoff. This one will go for a handful of yards. Parker Falk with the wrap-up tackle to close to the 42-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down. As much as there's giving credit to Gunnar Thielges and his ability to run the football, you got to give credit to the tight ends of Carl Gard and Lesko, Tucker Jones and Preston Arnott Gard, and Gavin Christensen as well at the center spot. They've been able to move a lot of defenders around that allows these open lanes for Gunnar Thielges to run through here this season. 2nd down and 7. Handoff goes to the aforementioned Thielges, and Thielges spins around. That's one of the better defensive spots that we've seen the Hankinson Pirates put themselves in early. Ball will be at the 43 for a gain of 2. So 3rd and 5. The Lobos won the coin toss, and he elected to receive. And that's what the Lobos did and paid off for him. Took the opening drive down for a touchdown, and they've led ever since here with 8:30 remaining in this second quarter of play. Shotgun for Mason Warkin, rolling right-handed side. Mason pops a pass. This one batted up in the air by Gene as they were looking on the far side for Hebel. And now decision time here for Coach Delabar to punt or to go for it. Warkin now 1 of 3 for 5 yards if you punt. Try to flip the field. If you go for it and you don't get it, you give Hankinson great starting field position here at midfield. Avery Kramer is the punter here. Mason Warkin, the quarterback, will step off, and we'll see if Kramer does indeed punt this football away. Hankinson right now putting all 9 guys about 5 yards away from the football to make sure that there's no tricks or anything of that nature coming here from the Lobos. They're going to fake it. Thielges will handle it here, and Thielges gets past the line to gain to the 49 for about a yard. They direct snapped it to Thielges. Little read option then from there in the up back spot, and Thielges gets 6. 17 carries now for 197. First down and 10 upcoming for the Lobos, and point out the bag of tricks before Halloween here for LLM. They get the first down. I formation again for Mason Warkin. Handoff. Thielges past the 50 to the 45 and bringing Pirates with him to the 44-yard line. But there's a flag that comes out. Currently, it's a gain of about 7 yards, barring the penalty. And this will be a hold on the Lobos. 3rd penalty, all of them the 10-yard variety here for LLM as they lead it 24-7. After 1 quarter play, Lobos 16-7 with the lead in a contest. It's gone 40 minutes so far here from LaMoure. As Ryan Weber will step this one off at the 49 for 10. And then we will work it all over one more time here and see what is upcoming on this second down play call. In Kentucky, all North Dakota State, 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. It's the Bison 21, Murray State scoreless. Single back formation here with Gunnar Thielgis in the backfield, standing up at his own 31-yard line. Little misdirection play. Thielgis gets to the 50, and Thielgis is loose. Thielgis running to the 30, 20, 10. Rayshon can't chase him down, and it's his fourth touchdown of the game here for Gunnar Thielgis. This one of 61 yards. Gunnar Thielgis, you start adding up the stat category here. 258 yards of offense on the ground and another rushing touchdown, his fourth of the afternoon. 7:24 remaining here in the second quarter. This is exactly what Coach Money Laws was talking about in our pregame show, that you know you're going to give up an explosive one or two. They're just too explosive here for the Lobos. And Thielgis was exactly able to do that. Shotgun formation, Mason Workin fires, steps up into the end zone for the touchdown. A flag does come out, but a two-point conversion is good with Colby Thielgis. This penalty looks to be on the Lobos. It will be. So two-point conversion will be coming off the board here, and it'll be a 30-7 contest. Another penalty on the Lobos here of 10 yards, and they will have a retry. Lobos, 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns here offensively, and they will come out back in a shotgun formation here. 2 wide receivers, both split out left and right. Mason Workin in that shotgun formation. Workin has some time, steps up into the end zone again, and it's still going to be a 2-point conversion regardless. Back to the sliding this time, Colby Thielgis. 7:24 remaining, 32-7 Lobos here in the opening half.
I'm PJ Rundin. I live in Mission Court in Ada, Minnesota. Here, a lot of people like it here. Well, what could be better?
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators, and there's always some activities around here.
You can't help but like it here. That's what I say.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
High school football here today on your liveevent.com. A drive that goes 2 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock, 68 yards, eventually results in another touchdown here. Make that 62 yards, eventually results in another touchdown here for the Hankinson, for the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos here against the Hankinson Pirates. Battle of Region 1. Lobos won the region regular season title. Warbirds finished second, and Hankinson finished third in Region 1 play this season as the Pirates get on the football immediately there with Tyson Falk, and this has been right where the Pirates have had it for the majority of the contest of where they have started. And around that 30 to 35 yard line range. They will mark it at the 36 here. For the Pirates so far, a punt, touchdown, turnover on downs here for Hankinson. Rayshon Earl back at quarterback. A little speed option play. This one will get pitched. Flag does come out after making his way. Again is Hankinson with Parker Falk. And we'll see what the penalty is on, and this will be holding on the Hankinson Pirates. Third penalty for Hankinson here for 25 yards. And that'll push him back to make it a 1st and 20 upcoming here. Ball will be spotted at the 26, and we've seen both teams now in this first half. Twice for Hankinson, once for the Lobos. First play of the drive, a holding penalty to now make it a 1st and 20 upcoming. Rayshawn Earl looking in the middle of the field, finds Ilg at the 35, who cuts it north to south to the 40 before there comes a flag with Lesko. And this one might be more of the personal foul variety, as they'll mark it at the 40 for about a gain of 14 yards. So it'll be the first reception here for Ilg. And there will be a personal foul targeting here on the Lobos. So that'll be 109 yards. Penalty will be on the Lobos here. And you'll mark it off as well after the catch. So 5th. Now for 55 yards. Andy Delabar talking it over with the officials here again from where the hit happened by the Lobos with Lesko, a matter of leverage or possibly the targeting, and they are going to call it with the targeting in terms of the intent of how he went to go hit Ilg. So now the Pirates into Lobo territory to start the play. Rayshawn Earl gets the 50, then gets sprung out of bounds after the pursuit here from LLM with Preston Arndt, the sophomore. Pushes him back for a loss of about 2, make it 3. For the Pirates so far on the ground, 14 yards of offense on the ground, 109 through the air. They found more success so far trying to have trips or 5 wide receivers in a pattern. Rayshawn steps up. Earl making his way, able to get to the boundary. 40, Earl to the 30, and Earl will step out of bounds right at about that aforementioned 30-yard line for a first down for Hankinson, a gain of 18 yards. Well, if you can get around that first pursuit and get by that outside linebacker or defensive end spot, that'll allow Rayshawn and the Pirates here to try to keep the play moving a little bit. As you will see now, a first down and 10 here for Hankinson, who does get the ball to start the second half of play. Earl into the middle. This one is caught. Eventually past the 25 to the 24-yard line by the sophomore Jax Hernandez for a gain of 6. So Jax with the reception. 2nd down and 4, and we've been able to see the Pirates kind of utilize that middle of the field against this Lobos defense throwing the football. Rayshawn Earl able to evade out of one sack, breaks another tackle. Rayshawn making his way past the 20 to about the 17 on a broken play for a gain of 7. 8 carries now for Rayshawn for 31 yards. Pirates with all 3 timeouts remaining in the first half. The same for the Lobos here. As the Pirates will have a first down to keep the drive moving. And talk about the timeouts, Andy Delabar wants to talk it over with the defense. We'll break with them. 5:46 here in the second half, our second quarter on your LiveVent.com.
We love our pets, accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Coming up at the half, we'll take a recap of the first half scoring, first half numbers, and keep you apprised of what's going on across the state of North Dakota, as well with our out-of-town scoreboard. That's all coming up at the half. Question is, what will the first half score be? So far, 4 possessions for the Lobos. All 4 of them have resulted in touchdowns via Gunnar Theolgis. Here for the Hankinson Pirates, this is their 4th drive of the contest, and Rayshawn Earl kind of playing like Jake Plummer out there. At times, Jake the Snake weaving his way through this Lobos defense. First down and 10, ball at the 17. Lobos bring some pressure. Rayshawn steps through it. Rayshawn Earl has a crease, and Rayshawn scampers in for his 2nd touchdown of the game. This is a 17-yard score, and the Pirates are trailing it here by 19 points. Rayshawn Earl needed 6 touchdowns to be the all-time school record leader in Hope last week, and he adds on to it here with his 2nd touchdown of the contest. 1 through the air, and now 1 on the ground. Pirates went for the PAT last time with Blado. We'll see what they do here, as the Pirates will be coming out for the 2-point conversion. Rayshawn Earl goes under center, the motion. Ilg to left-hand side also with Tyson Falk. Rayshawn Earl able to scamper out of one, and eventually the Lobos contain him, and the 2-point conversion's no good. But Earl gets a 17-yard rushing score, and it is a new score here in LaMoure, as the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos lead it by 19 on your liveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
So we take a look at the scoring drive there for the Hankinson Pirates. It started at their own 36-yard line, and about 1 minute and 43 seconds came off the clock as Rayshawn Earl gets in the end zone here again for the 2nd time today. As we'll see what the Pirates are able to do here defensively and some of the adjustments as this game moves along, because right now the Lobos have attempted 3 passes by Mason Wark, and he's 1 of 3 for 5 yards to Kobe Theolgis. But other than that, it's been all Gunnar Theolgis, 18 carries with 258 yards and 4 touchdowns here for the junior and Gunnar Theolgis. Sure to go to yourliveevent.com for more high school games once we get to the winter season as well. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Crazy to think we're a month away from wrestling. Girls basketball, boys hoops will be starting in December, as all roads lead to the Dakota Bowl here at the Fargo later on in November, as well for the state volleyball tournament. They fake the end around as Kobe Theolgis has it past the 50, and Theolgis makes his way down the far sideline but runs out of bounds. They will mark him at the 36. They fake the end around to Gunnar Theolgis. Kobe Theolgis keeps it, and it will be the 2nd time today that the Lobos will start in Hankinson territory. This will be at the plus 36-yard line here for the Lobos. Towson Field, the grass about as green as you could get during this time of the year. It looks gorgeous. Put a lot of renovations into the hosting the State Legion Baseball Tournament this past summer, just a few months ago here in LaMoure, with the grandstand they have as you see behind. As this will be a handoff. Gunnar Theolgis. Theolgis is loose yet again, and Theolgis gets the 10. Theolgis breaks a tackle, and Theolgis with his 5th rushing touchdown of the afternoon. 294 yards of offense for Theolgis here in the 2nd round. And it's a 2-point conversion attempt upcoming as well. 1 play, 1 score. This from 36 yards as the Lobos will come out for another 2-point conversion opportunity. As the Lobos will see Mason Warkin in the shotgun formation with Hebel lining up to his right. Working. This will be batted down by Gene at the line, but the Lobos do add on to their scores. They lead it by 25 here on your liveevent.com.
Fullerton Elevator is a full-service cooperative offering grain, agronomy, including seed, chemical, and fertilizer, as well as custom application. Fullerton Elevator is currently looking to hire an agronomy applicator. Fullerton Elevator offers competitive wages and full family health, dental, and vision insurance, as well as retirement. For more information, go online to fullertonelevator.net. That's fullertonelevator.net.
We offer the greatest broadband that anyone can subscribe to. And that's because of the infrastructure that we have been able to build over the last decade. You know, we're talking 10 gigabit per customer. That's the network we're building. There's days I think about, what's the network going to be after I retire? Where it continues to evolve, and if it evolves as much as what it has in the last 73 years, we can't even dream what it's going to be in the future.
5:21 left remaining here in the second quarter. The Lobos lead it by 25 here on your liveevent.com. As the Lobos will put this one on the tee, as this one will be here for LLM with Logan Potts. It's been consistently around that 30-35 yard line. The football will roll and trickle out of bounds at the 25. Yeah, penalty there on the Lobos. This will be their 6th of the contest. That's where we'll see the Hankinson Pirates. We'll say re-kick this football away. As Hankinson, I'll see 5 yards come across. And they will do it again. As the Lobos at the 35-yard line here. We'll see what Potts does this time. Been consistent again to around. Now he'll kick it on the opposite side, and this one will take a bounce, and eventually the Pirates scamper on it at the 11, so that penalty actually hurts Hankinson. Instead of getting it at the 35, they will take over at about their own 11. Logan Potts has consistently kind of kicked towards his left. That time goes on the far side, kicks to his right, takes a bounce off the dirt here, and eventually they will spot it at around the 13-yard line. So tough penalty if you're a Hankinson Pirate fan, as now all of a sudden you have it close to your own end zone here at the 13-yard line. Pirates do have all 3 timeouts remaining, and so far they've found a little bit of avenue and a daylight. As Hankinson with the shotgun, Rayshawn Earl. Earl looking, fires. This one will be caught or incomplete. Nope, they're going to say incomplete across the middle to Hernandez. And so far for Rayshawn Earl, that'll be his 3rd incompletion of the game. Does have 115 yards passing and a receiving touchdown as well. As you saw, Preston Arndt just kind of throw a Hankinson Pirate lineman to the ground, trying to get to Rayshawn there. Now it's 2nd and 10. Rayshawn in the gun, rolling near side. Rayshawn now going to tuck and run, and Earl, see where they mark him on the near side, and getting close to about the 20-yard line. And they will mark it here at about the 19, so a gain of 6. As it will be a shotgun formation again, as Rayshawn Earl in the gun, goes twins both to the left and right. Earl, clean snap. Lobos rush 2. Penalty on the play. Hernandez brings it in on the catch, and then is going to get past the 40 to midfield. But where the penalty is, normally he's hands to the face or holding. And, well, sounds like it might be a holding here on the Hankinson Pirates as everyone walks back to the original line of scrimmage. Nice ball by Rayshawn Earl, the outside to Hernandez. And it'll be a personal foul, hands to the face on the Lobos here, so that one will have the play to the 47. So that'll be a gain of 28 yards on the play. 143 yards. Give that second reception to Hernandez here. Now for 34, and then you mark off the yards on top of that for the Lobos, who already have their 7th penalty of the game, now for 75 yards. As we said, where the flag came in, normally holding or hands to face, but for the Lobos, unfortunate that it was on the defense, as this one will be another free 15 yards for the Pirates. Rayshawn Earl probing, and Earl finally gets tackled close to the line there by Preston Arndt right at the 38-yard line. So for the Hankinson Pirates, you've been able to move the ball against this Lobos defense. Once you get to the half, it's about, can you stop the Lobos offense right now? And Gunnar Thielges, that's been the story of this game coming into it, and that's been the story so far of this first half. Rayshawn Earl pops a pass. This one's caught and eventually fumbled, but out of bounds. And the ball will be at the 26-yard line after the catch there by Jax Hernandez. Or they call it an incomplete pass or complete, as we have one official calling it a catch, and he will have to come and talk with the head referee here with Chris Larson. It looks like it's going to be a catch then a fumble, so it is a catch and then a fumble that goes out of bounds, and they will mark it at the 26-yard line. So it is enough for the first down for 154 yards, as that one kind of fluttered in the air for a while before it finally got to Hernandez. And say 1st and 10 here for the Hankinson Pirates. Earl has some time, pops a pass to Hernandez. That one is going to be incomplete. On the far side, you had Jax Hernandez and Parker Falk on the outside, and the one Lobo defender was Hebel on the coverage. And so far, Hankinson early on tried to establish a little bit of a running game, but since then most of their running game has kind of been the roll Earl left or right, or let Rayshawn make a play against this Lobos defense. 2nd and 10 for the Pirates. Earl goes down the middle to Gene Kramer, nearly with the catch. Thrown just a hair behind Andrew Gene and almost allowed Kramer to maybe make a one-handed catch. Instead, will bring up a 3rd down and 10. Lobos with 2 timeouts remaining. Hankinson has 3. It's the second round of the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs. Hankinson with their first playoff win since 2017 last weekend in Hope against Maple River. Rayshawn Earl is going to be sacked by Arndt back at about the 33-yard line. As now you'll have a 4th down and long here for the Pirates. Hankinson makes their substitutions as the clock continues to wind here. As Rayshawn Earl comes into formation, as Athey's with them as well, as the Pirates. We'll see Gene on the line at the tight end spot, trips to left-handed side. See the Lobos bring some pressure on 4th and 18. Lobos, they're going to bring 3. Earl has some time. Rayshawn now moving, steps up, fires, throws incomplete as Gene was trying to come back towards the football at the 10-yard line. As we'll have a turnover on downs here for the Hankinson Pirates. As the Lobos will have their 7th possession of the game with 3:03 remaining in this first half, and it'll be at their own 34-yard line. as the Lobos will come out under center with Mason Workin. Handoff goes to Thielgis, and Thielgis bringing a Pirate with him past the 40 to the 41-yard line as Benson comes in on the tackle, but not before it's a gain of about 8 yards. Over 300 yards of offense on 20 carries for Thielgis. And the Lobos with 2 timeouts. See if they maybe go play action one more time or if they keep hammering Gunnar Thielgis. Pirates 3 down linemen with 2 kind of more outside linebackers or edge spots. And Thielgis cuts back inside and gets a shoestring tackle to about the 37-yard line. 21 yards on the rush. Parker Falk able to come up with the tackle. As Gunnar Thielgis and the Lobos will see this one as the clock stops for a moment to move the chains, and they rewind it. As they will have one wide receiver split to the near side here for the Lobos and Kobe Thielgis. So they go under center one more time with Mason Workin. Workin gives it to Gunnar Thielgis. Thielgis to the 35 and to the 20 before he's wrapped up by Rayshon there to the 25-yard line for a gain of 13 yards. As Gunnar Thielgis with a first down and 10 here for LLM. As the Lobos 2 timeouts remaining. Under 2 minutes to play in this opening half. 7th drive of the game here for the Lobos. Workin under center, play action, rolling, right-handed side. Steps up, fires, throws, finds Carlgard, and Carlgard spinning his way, and Carlgard will get tackled inbounds inside the 5 to about the 4, make it the 3-yard line for a gain of 22. Carlgard with his first reception of the contest here. Take a look at the season. 13 receptions now for 4 touchdowns and over 250 yards, and we'll have a timeout on the field. We'll break as well. Timeout here for the Hankinson Pirates defense with a 1st and goal opportunity for the Lobos when we return on your LiveVent.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
High school football here on your LiveEvent.com. It's 79 seconds remaining here in the opening half. The Lobos will have it 1st and goal, ball spotted at the 2. Hankinson used a timeout to try to get the football back one more time here before the half runs out. Pirates 7 points in the first quarter, 6 points so far here in the second. For the Lobos, 16 points in the first quarter and 22 points in the second quarter so far, as it'll be a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line yet again here for Hankinson. For the Lobos. Lobos 8-0, won a state title in 1991, also in 2021 last year, making their way to the quarterfinals, losing to New Rockford Cheyenne. Handoff will be Hebel up the middle, and Hebel in for a fullback dive and a rushing touchdown. This from 2 yards out. Hebel with his first rushing score of the contest, and the Lobos with 44 points here in the opening half. The 2-point conversion upcoming for the Lobos as well, as LLM takes just under 2 minutes here on the drive, as they will come out for the 2-point conversion. And we've seen the Lobos put a couple of different players in that quarterback spot here with this 2-point conversion. Mason Workin is there with Gunnar Thielgis. They move the pocket. They find Lesko in for the 2-point conversion. New score, the Lobos 46, Pirates 13, here on your LiveEvent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
High school football here today on YourLiveEvent.com. LaMoure-Litchville, Marion 46, the Hankinson Pirates 13 here in the second round of the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs. South Prairie Max, Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood winner will meet the winner of this contest coming up next week. For the Lobos, as long as they win, they will host every round until it gets to the Fargo Dome. Very similar as you see in the FCS playoffs. If you're the 1 or the 2 seed, it really doesn't matter in terms of going on the road or hosting. If you're the 1 or 2, you would host the entirety of the way until you get to the Fargo Dome. As the Lobos will put this one on the tee, we'll see where this eventually goes. As Potts puts this one at the 40-yard line here for the Lobos. And the Wingus here for the first time today on the kickoffs will take that one down, and they will have to re-kick yet again in a game that got underway just before the 1 o'clock hour here in LaMoure. And with this current score at 33 points, the Lobos put this one on the tee end over end, and that will go out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So another flag here, and we'll see if Hankinson forces him to re-kick or not. Last time they forced him to re-kick, took that bounce from the turf and eventually made its way past the 15-yard line and inside the 11. And they're going to re-kick yet again here one more time, and they will put this one at the 35 as we have our biggest gusts of wind here today in LaMoure. As putting this one on the tee one more time will be Potts for the Lobos. So they mark it back to the 35-yard line. Lobos getting close to 100 yards of penalties so far here in this game. Here's a end over end kick that'll bounce at about the 33-yard line, picked up by the Pirates, and Hankinson making its way close to the 45, and then midfield ball comes out, and the Lobos look to recover, and they do. Lobos able to recover on the far side with the kicker Potts. Unfortunate if you're a Pirate fan with Hernandez on the far side, make that Hankinson, but we do have a penalty back at the 42 on the Pirates side. And it'll be a block in the back on Hankinson. They'll decline that one. So Parker Falk again able to have the return. The fumble does come out on the Pirates here, and they will give up the ball. And now the Lobos will handle it one more time with 67 seconds remaining here in the first half. There'll be a fumble upcoming here for the Pirates. And now for Hankinson with 1:07 remaining. They will see the Pirates defense come back on the field. As the Lobos here with Workin, pumps and goes going down the field. This one's going to be incomplete. As the intended receiver was the 6'1" Lesko, guarded on the play there by Parker Falk. Mason Workin took a shot. He'll be 2 for 5 now for 27 yards passing. And we'll bring up second down and 10 with 60 seconds remaining here in the opening half. First turnover of the game defensively. The Lobos able to utilize that on the special teams play, and now brings up second down and 10, and he can very easily still give a handoff here one more time to a running back or allow Theo just to go into the slot as they do here. The brothers of Theo just to the right. One wide receiver near sideline is Carlgard. Working in the gun. Steps up, and this one over the intended receiver of Lesko after some Mason Mauk putting on some pressure there for Workin. And we'll bring up a 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 10 upcoming here in LaMoure. Ball spotted at their own 48-yard line here today. Hankinson to get the ball to start the second half of play. As now the Lobos, with 55 seconds remaining here in the half, will handle the football in a shotgun formation. Took one down the middle, down the near side. We'll see where Warken goes here offensively on this third down. Pirates, they're going to bring some pressure. Handoff goes to Theelgis. Theelgis past the 40, gets by Rayshon 30. Theelgis to the 20, Theelgis to the 10, and Gunnar Theelgis gallops down to the 5. Nope, he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Lobos. 52 yards here for Gunnar Theelgis, and it's his 6th rushing touchdown of the game. Theelgis has almost accounted for 400 yards on the ground in the first half. 388 rushing yards in the first half, and count them up, a rushing touchdown of 3 yards, 28, 9, 6, 29, and now 52 yards. 52-13. As they will come out, Warken bobbles the snap. It's not going to be a 2-point conversion. Is no good. So with 44 seconds remaining in the half, another new score. Lobos lead at 52-13.
Lakes Community Co-op delivers more than just propane into a tank. They deliver a commitment to customer safety with professional, knowledgeable service. Lakes Community Co-op propane customers can relax because having a monitored tank allows Lakes Community Co-op to know tank levels and therefore make timely deliveries. This takes away all your worries. Call 1-888-935-2281 for propane from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you, from prescription requests and OTC medication, you can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Find the perfect gifts for this fall and upcoming winter, from hunting to Christmas, with heated glove and boot liners to heated stadium seats, body wraps, and scarves. Plus, LaMoure Drugstore has an Evo car jump starter with an air compressor and power ports. You can also keep your refreshments cold or food warm with the Nebo thermoelectric cooler bag. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more info, go to LamoureDrugstore.com.
High school football here today on YourLiveEvent.com. LaMoure-Litchville, Marion, the Lobos put up another score on the drive. 52 points here as the Lobos consistently have found different ways to utilize Gunnar Theelgis here. A rushing touchdown for Hebel, 6 for Gunnar Theelgis. It's 52-13. as the Lobos will put this one on the tee. Line drive kick by Potts. That'll be picked up by Earl just inside the 25. Earl then going to get wrapped down at about the 30, make it the 32-yard line with 40 seconds remaining here for the Pirates. So for the Pirates, they will handle the football. And a couple of turnover on downs, a punt, 2 touchdowns here, and then you had a fumble on the special teams play here for Hankinson. They'll have it right between the hashes at the 32-yard line. Lobos defense with a single high safety again in Gunnar Theelgis. Rayshon Earl, this one might be a free play as they go to the outside. Nope, they're going to blow it dead. We'll have an encroachment here on the Lobos. And the Lobos here will have another penalty. This will be their 9th of the contest for 85 yards so far here for the Lobos. So one thing that has been an Achilles heel this afternoon for LLM has been the penalties, already with 9 of them again in this first half. Rayshon Earl in the shotgun motion man going right to left. Rayshon will pitch it, and we do get another penalty on the play, and this is a loose ball. Eventually the Pirates able to jump on top of it here with Parker Falk. Currently it's a gain of about 3 yards. We'll see what the penalties on. Might be an illegal shift. And it will be an illegal shift to make it a first down and 10, as the Pirates now will have their 4th penalty of the game for 30 yards. So 2nd and about 2 goes to a 1st and 10, as the wind continues to howl here in LaMoure. Sun trying to peek through the clouds. 2 wide receivers, both left and right. Shotgun formation for Rayshon, has some time. Earl looking, Rayshawn Earl looking down the field, and eventually Earl tiptoes his way past the 40, and they will mark him out of bounds at the 36-yard line as Lesko trying to make the tackle. That'll be a gain of 4 here for Rayshawn. Earl with 51 yards on the ground does stop the clock with 10 seconds remaining. So Pirates with a potential of 1 and/or 2 more plays here in this first half. As Hankinson will make a substitution as Ilg will come on, trips to left, and the Lobos this time will bring 3. Rayshawn gets the near side, steps up, throws the ball. That's going to be caught at the 35 with 2 seconds. They'll get a timeout, and that's a nice catch, and there's a flag as well in the back as Rayshawn trying to get looked out here, and this will be a holding penalty on the Pirates. So negate the about 30 yards on the pass, and Rayshawn looks like hopefully just a little bit of cramps right now here for the Pirates with 2 seconds remaining in this first half. We'll take a quick break as they attend to Earl here on your liveevent.com.
LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Check out their latest selection of Milwaukee tools from M18 fuel impact wrenches, new M18 forged batteries, chainsaws, and more. There's over 250 Milwaukee tools to choose from. Plus, browse their sweet pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. LaMoure Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information on all the services LaMoure Hardware offers, go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com.
So Rayshawn able to come out on the game under his own power as they bring Parker Falk now in. He'll take a knee, and that's how we'll end our first half of play. After 1 half of play, it's the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos 52, the Hankinson Pirates 13. Our halftime show is coming up next here on your liveevent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com. If you're ready for a great meal, head over to West Main Pizza in Ada and Dilworth. They have a variety of pizzas like Supreme, Barbecue Chicken, The Reuben, Grandma G's Sloppy Joe, BLT, Hawaiian, Vegetarian, and more. West Main Pizza also serves nachos and tacos, great pasta dishes, panini sandwiches, subs, and salads. West Main Pizza at 320 East Main Street in Ada and 111 15th Street Northeast in Dilworth. Check them out online at westmainpizza.net.
As we come back here on the halftime show, it's the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos over the Hankinson Pirates 52-13 here on your liveevent.com. Lobos took the opening coin toss. They elected to receive, and they haven't trailed since. Gunnar Thiel just with a 4-yard rushing touchdown with 9:45 remaining was the first of his 6 rushing scores in the first half of play. Lobos with the possession. So far they've had 7 of them, and they've scored on all 7 possessions. For the Pirates, 2 touchdowns, 2 turnovers on downs, a punt, fumble, 2.5 so far here for the Hankinson Pirates. Take a look at the first half numbers, take a break, and then when we come back after that, we'll take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard here as well. So far for the Lobos, team numbers of 417 yards, 417 total yards, 24 rushes for 390 yards, 27 passing yards so far here for Workin, who's 2 of 6 through the air. 2 receptions to Kobe Thiel, just 1 of 5 yards, and then Carl Gard 1 for 22. Lobos with 0 turnovers, but 9 penalties for 85 yards. So far, Thiel just 23 carries for 388 yards. Hebo with 1 carry for 2 yards, and that has been it so far. It's been a lot of the Gunnar Thiel just so, but rightfully so. And again, the offensive line opens up some lanes for him, and he's able to continue to run left to right and up the middle as well. Again, the Lobos led by Gunnar Thiel, just 23 carries, 388 yards, and 6 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Well, for the Hankinson Pirates, 1 turnover, that was a fumble. 5 penalties for 40 yards. Rayshawn Earl through the air, 12 of 19 for 154 and a throwing touchdown as well. Earl, 13 carries for 51 yards and a rushing touchdown of 17. Hernandez, 5 carries for 8 yards, and that's Jax. Then you also have Parker Falk there with the QB knee at the end of the first half. Parker Falk, 4 receptions for 24 yards. Blado, 3 for 29 yards. And Hernandez has 3 receptions so far here on the game for 45 yards. Tyson Falk, a reception for 13. Gene, a reception for 27. And Ilg, a reception for 14 yards here for the Hankinson Pirates. It's LaMoure-Litchville, Marion, the Lobos 52, Hankinson 13. The Pirates with 203 yards of offense, 59 rushing yards on 19 attempts. Take a quick break, and we come back after this. Take a look at your out-of-town scores around the corner here on your LiveEvent.com.
RDK Enterprise, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro, is now Agassi Precision Ag.
RDK 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 is now Agassi Precision Ag. You heard that right. RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro, is now Agassi Precision Ag. Same location, employees, and customer service you deserve. Visit us at planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you, from prescription requests and OTC medication, you can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Find the perfect gifts for this fall and upcoming winter, from hunting to Christmas, with heated glove and boot liners to heated stadium seats, body wraps, and scarves. Plus, LaMoure Drugstore has an Evo car jump starter with an air compressor and power ports. You can also keep your refreshments cold or food warm with the Nebo thermoelectric cooler bag. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more info, go to LamoureDrugstore.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits, including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we come back here in Lemoore, taking a look at some of your out-of-town scores here on this Saturday afternoon, as the Lobos and the Hankinson Pirates here at the half. And 9-man football, Cavalier leads North Border by 14 with 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. At the end of 3 quarters of play, New Rockford, Cheyenne, Maddock 46, North Prairie is scoreless. LaMoure-Litchville leads Griggs Dakota by 6 with 1 minute left to play in the first half. After 1 quarter of play, Linton HMB, Strasburg, Zeeland, and South Borders scoreless. West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn all over Alexander 18-0 starting the second quarter of play. Grant County Flasher 8, Central McLean 6, 5 minutes left here in the first quarter of play. And just about to kick off is South Prairie Max and Mohall Lansford Sherwood. 11A football playoffs. 14-6, Squirrels lead with 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter on your liveevent.com. And Kindred, no problem with Carrington as they lead 42-6. The Kindred Vikings have won 21 straight and 43 of their last 45 football games for the Kindred Vikings, trying to make it 22 straight upcoming. Langdon area, Enmore, Munich, and Oaks tight early on in the first quarter, 8-7 after 12 minutes of play for the Cardinals over the Tornadoes. Killdeer and Delax Burlington, Killdeer 14, DLB 8, 3 minutes left in the first quarter of play. Velva, Garrison, Drake, Anamoose, no problem with Southern McLean in the first half so far, 22-0. EEK at Harvey Wells County. It's Ellendale Edgeley Column 7, Harvey Wells County scoreless. Also going on in 11A football, Shiloh and Ray Powers Lake and Dickinson Trendy at Bishop Bryan. We'll keep you apprised of some of the other scores here across the way for high school football. In collegiate football at the half, it's 41-3. Make that 42-3 Bison late in the first half of play in that contest. You also have later on today Maryland going up against the Gophers, and UND is at Youngstown State for some of the games across regionally here when it comes to collegiate football. We'll take a quick break when we come back after this, go over some of the scoring drives, and we'll get you ready for second half action from LaMoure. It's the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs here on your liveevent.com.
We offer the greatest broadband that anyone can subscribe to. And that's because of the infrastructure that we have been able to build over the last decade. You know, we're talking 10 gigabit per customer. That's the network we're building. There's days I think about, what's the network going to be after I retire? Where it continues to evolve, and if it evolves as much as what it has in the last 73 years, we can't even dream what it's going to be in the future.
I'm PJ Rundin. I live in Mission Court in Ada, Minnesota. Here, there are a lot of people like it here. Well, what could be better?
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators, and there's always some activities around here.
You can't help but like it here. That's what I say.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
We love our pets, accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
High school football here today on your liveevent.com. For those of you that are just joining us, Lobos got up early thanks to a Gunnar Thielges 4-yard rushing touchdown and also a Gunnar Thielges 28-yard rushing touchdown. Let's go with a 2-point conversion, and then Workin had a 2-point conversion then for the Lobos. Hankinson got on the board with a Rayshon Earl to Parker Falk 15-yard touchdown. Blado with the point after attempt made it 16-7 with 3:10 remaining in the first quarter. But then it was more Gunnar Thielges with a 9-yard score and a 61-yard score here for the Lobos to make it 24-7, eventually 32-7 as well. Rayshawn Earl added a 17-yard rushing touchdown to make it 32-13, but then Gunnar Thielges with a 36-yard rushing touchdown. Hebel had a 2-yard rushing score, and Gunnar Thielges with a 52-yard rushing touchdown here for the Lobos. At the half, again, it's 52-13 LLM on top of the Hankinson Pirates, and because it is 52-13 at the half, we'll have running time to start the second half of play until the Hankinson Pirates can try to get it under 30 points, and it goes back to the normal clock rules. But with the current mercy rule, we'll have running time again starting the second half. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, the Pirates do start with the football. When we return here from LaMoure, it's the North Dakota 9-man football semifinals.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As we get you ready for second half action, some of the other scores going on across the way here on YourLiveEvent.com. On the Minnesota side, Polk County West and Mahnomen-Waubun. Mahnomen-Waubun, 6 minutes left to play in the second quarter. The Thunderbirds lead over Polk County West 18-0 with 6 minutes left to play on YourLiveEvent.com. Taking a live look into Castleton, Central Cass and Bottineau, the second time in 3 years these two schools have met in the first round of the playoffs in 11A. Central Cass 14, Bottineau 6. And then you also have going on between the Carrington Cardinals and the Kindred Vikings, all Kindred with 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Kindred 42, Carrington 14. Again, that is in Kindred here today for 11A football playoffs. A wide variety, and then you also have the Minnesota Robotics Conference Championship with Preston and Jack. We got you covered. Robotics, volleyball, football, that and more here in the fall as we get you ready for the winter as well. Potts will put this one on the tee. One thing that Potts has done is he hasn't kicked it off where it's gone between the hashes. It's either gone to the near side or the far side of the football field as the sun is starting to make its way out today here in LaMoure. Chase Miller, Reggie Funk, and you on a Saturday afternoon as we get you ready for second half action as the Lobos will put this one on the tee. Rayshawn Earl will be back at his own 20-yard line. Alongside with him, you have Hernandez as well. Potts puts this one up on the tee, and second half action is underway. Chance on the far side here for Hernandez, and Hernandez gets planted at the 40-yard line as the Lobos, with Cody Briggs, the sophomore, comes out for the tackle. Still to come once we get there as well on our post-game show. We'll take a look at the final numbers, get you our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. This one was one of the earlier start times of both 9-man and 11-man for the playoffs, so we'll keep you apprised of the scores and any finals, that and more, once we get there to the post-game show, as Rayshawn Earl will come out here in the little bit of a pistol formation. Handoff. This one goes to Hernandez, and Hernandez gets stuck right at the line. There does come a flag at the 40-yard line. We'll see the procedure penalty. 8th drive of the game here for the Pirates. Holding immediately on Hankinson, and they'll mark it back 10 yards. Both teams and a good chunk of penalties against them. 6 penalty now for Hankinson for 50 yards on the play. With this result, if it stands again in the second half, the Lobos would host either South Prairie Max or Mulhall Lansford Sherwood. That game just getting kicked off here at the bottom of the hour. Rayshawn Earl rolling near sideline. Rayshawn trying to evade one, but can't evade the second. Eventually, Rayshawn gets taken down for a loss, and Hebel was there applying the pressure, immediately followed by Tucker Jones. And we'll spot it at the 21-yard line for a loss of 9. For a while during halftime, the wind kind of went away, and then immediately they get to the football, and all the wind starts picking up here again. Gusts from about 20 to 30 miles per hour, and maybe even a little more at times here on LaMoure. Been a straight crosswind. And some of the corn stalks and leaves have been flying around the football field here today. Rayshawn Earl rolling right-hand side to Athy. He's getting pressured immediately by Preston Arndt, as that one will be incomplete. And because of the current score of 30 points or more, even with an incomplete pass in the second half, the clock would continue to wind as the Lobos again lead it by more than 30 points. Minnesota a little bit different. You get to the mercy rule, or the running time would be in the fourth quarter. But in North Dakota, again, it is to start the second half. Rayshawn Earl going to set up the screen, as this one's going to be a little bit of a lane here for the Pirates, past the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Able to get it to Parker Falk. Falk able to get about 6 yards. 5 catches for now, 29 yards for Parker, and the Pirates will look to punt this football away. This will be the second punt of the contest here for the Pirates, as doing the honors will be Blado. Standing back at the 45-yard line here for LaMoure, as Blado will hit a line drive kick. Theolgis will come up and grab it at the 42. That's Gunner. Theolgis gets the 45 of Hankinson, and Theolgis almost lost the football, but he'll be down at about the 36-yard line. 8th possession of the game here for the Lobos. With 9:13 remaining in this third quarter play, they will start in positive field position here at the Pirate 37-yard line. And for the Lobos here, they will come out one wide receiver to the left-hand side. Again is Kobe Theolgis, as they go under center with Mason Workin. Hebel at the fullback spot with Gunnar Theolgis getting the handoff here. Theolgis to the 35, and Theolgis makes his way to about the 30 before the Pirates able to come up with a tackle on the interior there with Mason Mauk, a gain of 7 here for Theolgis. Theolgis knocking on the door of 400 yards here on this Saturday afternoon. As they will go back under center. Lobos been awfully consistent here. Try to make it their 5th straight quarterfinal round appearance to try to cap this one off, as Kramer gets past the 30. And this will be close to the line of gain, as it will get about 2 yards. So first carry for Kramer here for 2 yards makes it now a 3rd down and 1. As they will have Kramer dotting the I again, as you have Kobe Theolgis to the left-handed side, as they will go under center here with Mason Workin. Workin will see a Hebel fullback dive as he takes the brunt of a hit by Benson to start with, but moves the pile for 3 yards for a 1st down. Hebel 2 rushes for 5 yards on this contest, and a 1st and 10 for the Lobos, as they will be at the Pirates' 25-yard line. As you will come out under center here again for the sophomore Mason Workin. This one will be a handoff to Kramer. Kramer hops over man to the 20, gets to the 15, and Kramer looking to make his way into the end zone for another rushing touchdown for LLM, but we do have a couple of penalties back in the backfield, and this will be personal foul chop block on the Lobos. First penalty of the half here for the Lobos. And this will be again back at the 26-yard line, and this will be a chop block, and they'll move it back, so negate the 25-yard rushing touchdown for Kramer. And excuse me, that one, for a second there, as they will spot it down, and they will go for the two-point conversion, so they will give it to the Lobos here. Excuse me, that one was on Hankinson. Initial indication that it was on the Lobos, but the Lobos will get the two-point conversion here, so Kramer does get the 25-yard rushing score. Second rush for now 27 yards and a touchdown. Hebel gets the two-point conversion, and the Lobos now lead at 60-13.
Fullerton Elevator is a full-service cooperative offering grain, agronomy, including seed, chemical, and fertilizer, as well as custom application. Fullerton Elevator is currently looking to hire an agronomy applicator. Fullerton Elevator offers competitive wages and full family health, dental, and vision insurance, as well as retirement. For more information, go online to fullertonelevator.net. That's fullertonelevator.net.
Early indication was, again, it looked like it was going to be on the Lobos, but they picked up the flags and said it was actually on Hankinson. So give the Kramer score of 25 yards. Two-point conversion by Hebel is good, and the Lobos now 8 possessions, 8 touchdowns, and the Lobos, all 8 scores, again, have been on the ground. 6 by Gunnar Theogis, 1 by Hebel, and now 1 by Kramer here as it's 60-13. Most points scored this season for LLM was 73 against Maple River. They put 72 up against Enderlin, 73 against Maple River, 60 against Hankinson, and 68 against the Warbirds. The most points they've given up this year, 42 at LaMoure-Litchville. For the Hankinson Pirates and head coach Jason Moneylaws here, you have Blado, who's a senior, also a senior in Ben Athey. You have Mr. Benson and Mr. Jean here for seniors for the Hankinson Pirates. So for the Lobos, see Exner, McGoy, alongside with Lewis, Carlgard, Hebel, Schockman, Lesko, and Jake Kramer here for Delabar. So the 15-yard penalty again against Hankinson. And then unfortunate there for Jax Hernandez as he made a cut, just kind of tripped up and fell at about the 12-yard line. So a 15-yard penalty went on the kick. And that's where the Hankinson Pirates will start for the second time here in the second half. 7:12 remaining here in the third quarter. As the Pirates will come out here, back in the shotgun formation. As Hankinson, see 2 wide receivers near sideline. Here's a handoff as Hernandez making his way past the 15 to about the 16 for a gain of 3. Early on, kind of saw that particular penalty, particular rush here for the Hankinson Pirates. Able to get to the edge a couple of times for Hernandez in that first quarter. But then Hankinson has done a good job of just not allowing the big play against Hankinson too many times here today. This one popped and pot, and this is going to be caught at the 20 to about the 25-yard line to Alex Jean, a freshman here for Hankinson, close to the line of gain. They will mark it at the 24-yard line. That's enough for a first down of 8 yards. So Alex Jean again gets his first reception of the game. Pirates with 1, 2, 3, 4 make it 7 players with a reception here today. And they spread the ball around here with Rayshawn. Earl pops the pass. Nice throw. This one at the 40, incomplete to Blado with the wing, kind of pushing it farther away from Blado. We've seen Rayshon do a nice job here with the ability to throw the football through the wind a little bit and have a nice touch on that particular toss as well. Under 6 minutes play here in the third quarter as the Hankinson Pirates see a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Rayshon moves the pocket, throws. This one's going to be picked off here by the Lobos. That's one with Hebel, and Hebel's looking for a house call, and Hebel's got it for the touchdown. Hebel with a 30-yard pick six, and the Lobos are up 66-13. The Lobos have done it offensively and now defensively here today as well. As Hebel gets the pick six, first interception here for Rayshon Earl. And that'll be the first turnover of the second half. Second turnover of the game here against Hankinson. Had a couple of turnovers a month ago here against the Lobos. As the wind picks up yet again, I formation. As the Lobos with the two-point conversion get in. As the Lobos here, we'll see it with Trace McGoy with the 5'8 senior. New score, it's the Lobos 68, Pirates 13 here on your liveevent.com.
We offer the greatest broadband that anyone can subscribe to. And that's because of the infrastructure that we have been able to build over the last decade. You know, we're talking 10 gigabit per customer. That's the network we're building. There's days I think about, what's the network going to be after I retire? Where it continues to evolve, and if it evolves as much as what it has in the last 73 years, we can't even dream what it's going to be in the future.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
High school football this evening on your liveevent.com. The LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos looking every bit the part of the #1 ranked team here in the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs from start to finish so far. And they get a defensive pick six as well by Hebel as they now lead at 68-13. 4.5 minutes left to play here in this third quarter of play. So they'll put the ball on a tee here for Potts. Potts with the kick. This will go to about the 35-yard line. Athley makes his way to the 40, and that's where Hankinson will start with the football here. .429 remaining here in this third quarter of play. As we take a look at some of your other scores across the state of North Dakota here today on your liveevent.com. After this upcoming play for the Hankinson Pirates, we do have a final in between New Rockford, Cheyenne, Maddock, and North Prairie. We'll get to that in a moment. As Rayshon Earl in the gun, fires, and Hebel does it again at the 50. Hebel hurdles a man to the 45, and Hebel with back-to-back interceptions. Gail Hebel makes the pick. The Lobos will start with the football here for their 9th possession of the game, and this will be at the 46-yard line. And there does come a flag at midfield where it looks to be on the Lobos. This will be a penalty on LLM after the interception, so the Lobos will handle the football here. This will be after the play, it looks like. And Ryan Weber will mark it off. Lobos with their 11th penalty of the game. This now for 115 yards The Lobos with 4:19 remaining here in the third quarter will start the football off at about their own 39-yard line. New Rockford Cheyenne, again, Maddock able to defeat North Prairie earlier today, 46-8, as the Lobos bring them some new faces again to run the football, and also under center. Logan Potts, the sophomore under center. This one able to get a handful of yards, as the Lobos able to rush that football for a couple on the play from the far side of the field, as they will come out under center again with Potts. McGoy with another opportunity here. He gets to about the 41-yard line for a loss of 1. And McGoy will make it now a 3rd down and 9 opportunity here for LaMoure-Litchville Marion. Cavalier over North Border as the number 5 seed in jeopardy of being knocked out of the tournament. 36-14 Tornadoes. Weimar Lidgerwood leads Griggs Dakota. 7 minutes left to play in the third quarter. 22-16. West Hope Newburgh Glenburn 38-0 over Alexander late in the first half. And South Prairie Max and Moho Lansford Sherwood tied at 6 nearing the end of the first quarter of play. As Gene coming in, and Gene going to get a sack in the backfield. Play action, and Gene with a sack of 11 yards. Logan Potts just couldn't really evade Gene on that one, as Gene came off the edge for the defensive end spot, gets the sack, and the Lobos look like they will have to punt for the first time here today, as the Lobos will put this one for a punt, as Avery Kramer stands back at his own 20-yard line. Rayshawn Earl at about his 40. Kramer with the punt. This one will bounce at the 40-yard line and be touched by a Lobo at the 36 with 2:13 here in the third quarter. Fourth possession here for the Hankinson Pirates in the second half with 2:13 remaining. And the Pirates will take the ball back over here. A shotgun formation. This has been where Hankinson's had a good chunk of success, has been when they've kind of spread the field out here against this Lobos defense. Rayshawn Earl getting chased. Earl on the far side, steps up, throws. This one's going to be caught for a second and incomplete by Hernandez. Hernandez had it nearly at the 35, and by the time he spun, just saw the green grass in front of him, and that was the first time today where a Pirate player kind of got through the back end of the secondary here of the Lobos, and some what would have been at least a gain of 30 goes as an incomplete pass. And for Rayshawn Earl, almost couldn't have thrown it any better. But again, as a wide receiver, sometimes you see the open grass in front of you, and that's what Jack saw there. Will make it a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Lobos, they'll bring 3 on the rush. Rayshawn to the near side, pops, fires a pass, incomplete for the intended receiver of Ilg right at the chains. Makes it now a 3rd down and 10 upcoming. Rayshawn Earl with 2 touchdowns here today for the Hankinson Pirates, a rushing score of 17 yards. Then also found Parker Folk for a 15-yard rush, 15-yard receiving touchdown, as the Pirates will come on here with a 3rd down and 10 upcoming. Rayshawn keeps it, gets to the 35, then a shoestring tackle at about the 38-yard line for a gain of about 2. As Lesko comes in on the tackle. Now you see the Pirates here have a 4th down opportunity upcoming, as they get the play from the near side. They will go twins to near side, trips to the left. Ilgen also with him with Blado on the near side here for Rayshawn Earl, as the Pirates might take this to the fourth quarter. Play with a fourth down upcoming, and that's what it looks like they will do. It's the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos 68, the Hankinson Pirates 13. It's the North Dakota 9-man football second round here on your LiveEvent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Lakes Community Co-op delivers more than just propane into a tank. They deliver a commitment to customer safety with professional, knowledgeable service. Lakes Community Co-op propane customers can relax because having a monitored tank allows Lakes Community Co-op to know tank levels and therefore make timely deliveries. This takes away all your worries. Call 1-888-935-2281 for propane from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
High school football here today in LaMoure. The Lobos 68, the Hankinson Pirates 13 on your LiveEvent.com with 12 minutes left to play here in this second round football contest. Hankinson Pirates, back-to-back years that they've made the playoffs. Last year they lost to New Rockford Cheyenne in the opening round. This year, able to go on the road to Hope and down the Maple River Raiders, then come to LaMoure the ensuing week. A team that's going to bring back a good chunk of players next season as well. They will lose 4, and also look out for this Hankinson Pirates team to make some noise in District 1 in Division B once they get to the boys hoop season. They had themselves a tremendous year, trying to do the same coming up this winter. For the Pirates, shotgun formation. Twins make that trip to the near sideline here on the 4th down and 8 play to open up this fourth quarter. Rayshawn Earl, pocket collapses, and there's a sack, and a flag comes in. It's going to be a sack of 6 yards. Holding on Hankinson, that'll be declined, and it will be a turnover on downs. So turnover on downs here for the Pirates. Lobos will take over for their first time in this fourth quarter play. And they will start again in Hankinson territory here. This will be at the 33-yard line, third possession of the half for LaMoure-Litchville Marion. North Dakota State well in hand to defeat Murray State in Kentucky. UND plays Youngstown State later tonight. The Gophers in Maryland. In Big Ten action, Potts pitch play near side. McGoy gets to the 30-yard line and spins his way down there as the Pirates able to come in on the tackle with Parker Falk for a gain of about 2 yards. Coming up on our post-game show, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. That one could be the easy choice of a certain running back, or maybe you give it to the offensive line that allowed to open up the holes, and some as well. As it'll be 2nd down and 8 upcoming as Potts goes under center. This one hands it off left-handed side as the Lobos get to about the 30 again on the far side on the rush. As the rush comes here from the Lobos for about a couple of yards on the play. And we'll see a 3rd down opportunity upcoming as Van Eden will be in the backfield. Handoff. This will go to the aforementioned Van Eden, and Van Eden slithers his way to about the 26-yard line for a couple of yards of the play. And a 4th down and short upcoming here for LaMoure-Litchville Marion. Fourth down upcoming for the Lobos. They will need the 23-yard line for the first, as they will look to pass this one off as they do the far side, and be close to the line of gain to Russell Exner. As Exner is going to get the first down on the play to about the 22-yard line for a gain of 5. So Potts is able to handle that here, and we'll get a timeout on the field for Coach Moneylaws. We'll break with them here on your liveevent.com.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you, from prescription requests and OTC medication, you can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Find the perfect gifts for this fall and upcoming winter, from hunting to Christmas, with heated glove and boot liners to heated stadium seats, body wraps, and scarves. Plus, LaMoure Drugstore has an Evo car jump starter with an air compressor and power cords. You can also keep your refreshments cold or food warm with the Nebo thermoelectric cooler bag. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more info, go to LamoureDrugstore.com.
Coach Moneylaws calls a timeout to give a bear hug and a handshake to his seniors who will be coming out for the couple of chances here. Andrew Jean, one of those that gets a bear hug here. Again, the seniors of Jean with Benson, with Athey and Blado. And for Coach Jason Moneylaws, giving them an opportunity to get recognized by the coaching staff and the Hankinson faithful in attendance here today in this one, as the Pirates going to come up short today here against the Lobos in the second round of the playoffs, as this one is fumbled, but able to get back on it is Van Eden. And the clock will continue to wind. And one of those chances where it's tough as a coach, no matter what particular year it is, if you have 2-3 seniors or you have a senior class of 9, 10 or more when it comes to 9-man football. As the old adage is in sports, the season will eventually come to an end, but then there's another season the next year. Well, there is no season next year for these seniors with this particular program when it comes to Hankinson Pirate football after this game. Some will have chances to potentially play collegiately and playing more sports coming up here throughout the rest of the winter into the spring, but this will be the final time they will be representing this Hankinson Pirate Blue here in this fall season. As that goes back with Van Eden back to about the original line of scrimmage, and it will make a third down and long. With this result for the Hankinson Pirates, they will drop to 7-3 on this season, with 2 of their losses coming at the hands of the number 1 ranked team in LaMoure-Litchville Marion, while the Lobos will improve to 9-0 on the season and host the winner of Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood, and South Prairie Max a week from today here in LaMoure. This one trying to weave its way to about the 20-yard line for a gain of about 2 on the play there for Van Eden. As you'll have a fourth down opportunity upcoming here for the Lobos offense. As you'll have a wide receiver motion out to the near side here for the Lobos. Me with John Lagergren, the sophomore, as Potts goes back under center. Hands this one off. Van Eden sees it on the turf, and the Pirates come up with it on the fumble recovery. Trevor Furch, the sophomore, here for the Pirates, able to come up with the football, and that'll be the first turnover of the game here for LaMoure-Litchville Marion, as the Pirates will start with the football here with 7:04 remaining in the fourth quarter, with the ball at their own 20-yard line. We'll get to our post-game show after the conclusion of this game, name you our Enbridge Energy Player of the Contest, and then keep you apprised of what's going on across the state of North Dakota here, as both 11A and 9-man go from 16 teams to 8 teams alive, and then we get to the quarterfinals next week in AA and AAA. In AA, Grand Forks Red River, the 1 seed from the east, will host Bismarck St. Mary's. Wahpeton, the 3 seed from the east, will make its way to Valley City. Minot North, the 1 seed in the west, will host Devils Lake, and then the 2 seed from the East in West Fargo Horace will host Jamestown in the quarterfinals, as the Hankinson Pirates also making some substitutions here, as this will be a high snap, but it looks to be a potential fumble and recovered here by the Lobos at the 18-yard line, and it is. So 3 of the 5 possessions here for Hankinson in this second half have resulted in a turnover. That'll be the fourth turnover of the game here for Hankinson, and the Lobos will get the ball right back here offensively with under 7 minutes to play. Stops the clock on the change of possession, and it's 68-13. As the Lobos will handle the football here with Potts again under center. Dot in the I will be the freshman Van Eden. Van Eden will get it, gets a little bit of a lane, and then gets stuck. Eventually able to get there here for the Hankinson Pirates is Damon Malkin, 8th grader, and also Tyson Falk, a freshman, as Van Eden gets a yard, and that's about it. 6 carries for 7 yards, as the Lobos will see this and try to take as much time off in between plays here as they've done so far. As the far side of the field at the 17-yard line. 1 wide receiver split to the right-hand side. Back again is Potts under center. Handoff, Van Eden. Van Eden makes a cut to the 15. Van Eden gets to the 10, and Van Eden looks to have enough for the first down, or going to be pretty close towards it. And they'll mark him just inside the 10 to about the 9.5. So a nice gain there by Van Eden. Good job by the line up front to open up a little bit of a lane. And that'll be a 3rd down upcoming and short here for LLM. Potts again under center. The fullback is Grayson Matson, a 5'7", 150-pound freshman. And the Lobos hand it off. Van Eden bouncing to left-hand side, and eventually the Pirates able to bring him down with Gunnar Ilg on the play. Looks to be enough for the first down, and as it is, to the 7-yard line for a gain of 2, and it'll be a first and goal-to-goal opportunity. So first down here for LaMoure-Litchville Marion. The clock will continue to wind with under 5 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. Lobos, the number 1 team, as voted on by the coaches, as the top 8 teams, all region champs, earned a bye to this particular round, and then the coaches made their selections from 1 through 8 to seed, as Van Eden gets inside the 5, getting close to the end zone, down at about the 2-yard line for a gain of 5. In 3A football playoffs, West Fargo Cheyenne will be the number 1 seed from the East, hosting Bismarck Legacy. Shanley will make their way to Bismarck. The Demons, a 2 seed from the West. Minot High, the 1 seed from the West, will host West Fargo, and then Mandan heads to Fargo Davies in the 3A quarterfinals coming up on Friday nights. So 2A and 3A, those games on Friday. 9-man and 11A, those games will be on Saturday next weekend. Handoff, Van Eden gets it. Van Eden trying to make his way to the left-handed side, as that one was nearly disrupted on the snap. Makes it a 3rd down at about the 1. Seen Gunnar Ill come in and nearly disrupt the play immediately. It'll be a 3rd and goal. Ball will be at the 1-yard line. As the Lobos trying to get in the end zone here. 16 points in the first quarter, 36 points in the second, and 16 points in the 3rd quarter here for the Lobos. Trying to get another score and scoring every quarter here if they can. Van Eden, right-handed side, and Van Eden's in for a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Van Eden gets in, first score of the 4th quarter for the Lobos. LLM has scored in every quarter 25-yard rushing score by Kramer, a 30-yard pick six by Hebel, and now a 1-yard rushing score here for the Lobos with Van Eden, as they will come on for the two-point conversion as Potts goes under center. Potts will hand the ball off left-handed side as Van Eden cuts his way in for the two-point conversion. And a new score with 2:31 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's the Lobos 76, Hankinson 13.
LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Check out their latest selection of Milwaukee tools, from M18 fuel impact wrenches, new M18 forged batteries, chainsaws, and more. There's over 250 Milwaukee tools to choose from. Plus, browse their sweet pickings section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. LaMoure Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information on all the services LaMoure Hardware offers, go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com.
High school football here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com, or today, as the wind kind of is slowly, we think, subsiding here today in LaMoure after being blustery throughout this Saturday afternoon. As the Lobos again have scored now in every quarter, and they will come on to kick off this one, as the Pirates will stand pat for their final drive at more than likely here of this second-round football game. Potts will put this one on the tee at the 40-yard line. Hankinson with a couple new returners here. As one of those will be Alex Jean, a freshman. Also with him on the far side, it looks to be Jacob Wallach, a 8th grader. Check that. That'll be a different 8th grader in Cannon Falk. So a couple of 8th graders here for the Hankinson Pirates getting an opportunity to play in a postseason football contest. Here's the end-over-end kick, and this one will bounce to the 20, makes its way to the 10, and goes out of bounds there for the Lobos, as the Pirates will get the ball at the 35-yard line. And we'll see if they force them to re-kick. And they will force them to re-kick here, and the Lobos will be 5 more yards on the penalty side. Last check we saw with the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Maryland Terrapins, 13-0 Gophers again late in the first quarter of play. For collegiate football, North Dakota Division A and 9-man playoffs here today on this Saturday. And again, make sure you stay tuned with us on our post-game show for the final stat line. Hear from the victorious players, that and more. At the half, Central casts all over Botno at 42-6. As this one's going to bounce to the 30-yard line, Hankinson will pick it up and get to about the 35, as the Pirates with Alex Jean on the return. With 2:26 remaining, they will handle the football off with the 35-yard line. As you will see a quick timeout here for the Hankinson Pirates, trying to make sure they get everybody involved one more time and allow those seniors to come off the field. The final time again here for Coach Jason Moneylaws and the Hankinson Pirates. Those Pirates will take the timeout here and one more time finish the season. A final will be at 7-3 on the year here for Hankinson. Pirates with their 3 losses at the hands of LaMoure-Litchville, Marion. They lost by 5 against LaMoure-Litchville. And then the Pirates will lose again for the second time against the Lobos. And then once we get to next week, and we'll start kind of really figuring out what each region is made of. This year in North Dakota 9-man, you had your region and a sister region is where you played all your games. So Region 1 played Region 2, and that was it. There was no crossover outside of those 2 regions. And so now when Region 8 or Region 5 or Region 7 start playing at other regions, we'll start seeing which one was able to flex their muscle a little bit here. As Region 1, we'll see a handoff for the Hankinson Pirates with Jacob Wallach. Gets to about the original line. If the Warbirds can beat Griggs Dakota, there'll be 2 Region 1 teams remaining, as a pair of them are playing each other here. Well, if Griggs Dakota earns a victory, a Region 2 team would still be alive as they head to the quarterfinals. Warbirds right now do lead Griggs Dakota 28-16 with 9 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. So if that score stands again, Region 1 would have a quarter of the teams in the quarterfinals. Pirates looking to pitch this one off as they do to Wallach, and Wallach makes his way out of bounds past the 35 to about the 38-yard line for a gain of 2. As the Lobos able to come in on a tackle with Andre Van Eden. So Van Eden part of the tackling party there for the Lobos. Also in be Riley Christofferson, a sophomore here. You have Jake Kramer on the line. Also with Danilov, a junior at 6 foot 195, playing that nose guard spot. Here's a pitch to the near sideline for Wallach. Wallach spinning his way to about the 36-yard line for a loss of 2. Russell Exner in on the tackle. The Lobos also with John Logergren out on the field for the Hankinson Pirates. They will see this one coming out on the play, and a fourth down upcoming here for the Pirates. As Hankinson will make sure they get everybody set and underway. As Hankinson here will be Alex Jean will be dotting the I. Play action, pop, throw. That one's kind of on the far side here for Hankinson by Spinks. And Spinks makes his way outside as Damian Mauk is able to get the yards on the play. Mauk able to get to the 48-yard line here. So a gain of 16 yards. Eventually capped off there by Spinks. And that'll do it here today on YourLiveEvent.com. As on our post-game show again, we'll try to hear from the victorious LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos as the Lobos win it 76-13 here. We'll try to see if we can hear from one or two players, potentially the head coach Andy Delabar, that and more. Take a look here at out-of-town scoreboard as the Lobos able to score in every quarter here today. They shut out Hankinson in the second half. Lobos with 16 points in the third quarter, 8 points in the fourth quarter. They improved to 9-0 on the season. Well, for the Hankinson Pirates, they will drop to 7-3. Our post-game show's next here in LaMoure.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
As we come back here on our post-game show, the LaMoure-Litchville Marion Lobos with 486 yards of total offense in the game, 454 yards on the ground. Well, for the Hankinson Pirates, they would finish with 233 yards of offense, 49 on the ground, and 184 through the air. It's now time to get to our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That again is Enbridge.com for career opportunities. As the Lobos win it 76-13 here over the Hankinson Pirates. And finishing it off with 395 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns is Gunnar Thielges. The offensive line able to help out the Lobos turn and burn for 454 yards of total offense as LLM again wins it 76-13 over the Hankinson Pirates. That is our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game. Give credit to where credit's due. Gavin Christensen, Tucker Jones, Preston Arn up front. Also the tight ends of Lesko and Carl Gard, then Hebel paving the way at that fullback spot as well. Gunnar Thielges obviously with a ton of accolades this year now with 32 rushing touchdowns. Then he had nearly the 400 yards of rushing offenses, rushed for over 2,500 yards here on the season. That is our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game. The offensive line with a mix of Gunnar Thielges as well. When we come back after this, take a look at the final numbers next here in LaMoure.
If you're ready for a great meal, head over to West Main Pizza in Ada and Dilworth. They have a variety of pizzas like Supreme, Barbecue Chicken, The Reuben, Grandma G Sloppy Joe, BLT, Hawaiian, Vegetarian, and more. West Main Pizza also serves nachos and tacos, great pasta dishes, panini sandwiches, subs, and salads. West Main Pizza at 320 East Main Street in Ada and 111 15th Street Northeast in Dilworth. Check them out online at westmainpizza.net.
As we continue here on YourLiveEvent.com today in a football game that goes about 2 hours and 20 minutes long here from LaMoure as the Lobos win it 76-13. Gunnar Thielges, as we alluded to, 24 carries, 395 yards, 6 touchdowns. Van Eden, 11 carries, 25 yards, and a score. Hebel, 2 carries for 5 yards. Kramer, 2 carries for 27 yards and a touchdown. Potts, 1 for -11. And McGoy, 3 carries for 3 yards here. Warkin went 2 of 6 for 27 yards. Potts went 1 of 1 for 5 yards. Carlgard, 1 reception for 22 yards. Steele just 1 for 5. Exner, 1 of 5 as well here in this one. While on the opposite side for the Hankinson Pirates, you had Rayshawn Earl, 14 of 27 for Rayshawn, finished with 168 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Falk had 5 receptions for 29 yards. Hernandez, 3 for 45. Blado, 3 receptions for 29 yards here today as well. Leading rusher for the Hankinson Pirates, Rayshawn Earl, 16 attempts for 38 yards in this contest. But again, Rayshawn Earl, 14 of 27 for a touchdown and 2 interceptions for 168 yards. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach of the Lobos next. That is Andy Delabar.
Power Ports. You can also keep your refreshments cold or food warm with the Nebo Thermoelectric Cooler Bag. Located in the center of LaMoure in the Bank North Mall. For more info, go to LaMourDrugstore.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we come back here on our post-game show from LaMoure, join us as the head football coach. That is Andy Delabar, as the Lobos for the 5th consecutive season have found themselves in the state quarterfinals. Let's congratulate you there, Andy. I know that's no short accomplishment, obviously, to be the final one of 8 teams, 5 consecutive years. What did you see from your squad? You received the opening kick, got the leading score, and then you never trailed for the rest of the game.
Well, just that energy and tempo, setting the tone early. I think we played real physical, and that was able for us to obviously have the running game that we did. And defensively, we knew Rayshawn Earl was going to make a play every once in a while, and certainly he did, and showed what type of player he is. And a lot of credit to Hankinson. They played a hard-fought game and did some things well there in the first half, and just really good to come out with a win like we did.
450-plus yards of rushing offense here today. What did you see from the guys up front with the offensive line and the tight ends and Hebel at that fullback spot?
Well, that was it. There's those guys setting up Gunner to run through the holes they made, and I think really controlled the line of scrimmage from the get-go, and then Gunner just, was doing what Gunner does.
Yeah, 6 rushing touchdowns today. Got close to that, 400 yards mark on a game like this. What can you just kind of say about someone who's got the wheels but also has the ability to break tackles and find ways to get those extra yards after that first contact?
Yeah, he's one that's dangerous in the open field, and I think the other thing is he's a strong runner that you don't really get to see it until you feel it, and so I think he showed that a few times in breaking some tackles, and just really glad he's our running back.
Hebel with a couple interceptions there to kind of put the game away officially in that second half across the middle. When you see him making plays like that defensively, what does that do for the club?
Well, overall, I thought our coverage game got better as the game went on, and again, they found some success in the passing game, but I thought it was great. We needed it. We needed to see that. And for Cale to adjust and make those plays, and I know he's tired, but he caught that one and he ran and made it in the end zone and got another one. So that's a first time 2 interception game for him, and I don't know how many more he'll get, but he'll take it. He'll be happy with it.
Andy, congratulations on
Thank
the win
you.
and best of luck moving
Thank
forward
you.
to the quarters.
Appreciate it.
When we return, we'll hear from Gunnar Thiel just next from LaMoure.
We offer the greatest broadband that anyone can subscribe to. And that's because of the infrastructure that we have been able to build over the last decade. We're talking 10 gigabit per customer. That's the network we're building. There's days I think about what's the network going to be after I retire, where it continues to evolve. And if it evolves as much as what it has in the last 73 years, we can't even dream what it's going to be in the future.
Join us here for LaMoure-Litchville, Marion, the Lobos. Gunnar Thiel, just 24 attempts for 395 yards and 6 touchdowns. Gunnar, let's first things first talk about the offensive line that kind of paved the way a little bit for you today. What did you see from the guys blocking up front to allow you to get some lanes and get to that second level?
Yeah, the message all week was be the hammer, and we certainly showed it today. They were moving bodies, getting the holes open, and I just had to run through them.
When you're able to see a lane or a crease open up, or you're able to get to the boundary as a running back, what's kind of going through your head when maybe I just got a safety to beat to try to get that big 10-yard play to maybe a house call, so to speak?
Yeah, when the lane opens up, I just try to be fast, lower the shoulder when it comes time to meet the safety, and just make a play.
When Hebel's in front of you blocking, what does he kind of do opening up some of those lanes, particularly through the middle of those double tight formations on that I formation?
Yeah, Cale's a great player, and he's no shy to lay the boom, and yeah, he will hit anyone no matter how big or how small.
Gunnar, for this team this season, I know there's still more goals that you want to accomplish, but a Region 1 regular season title, you're able to host another playoff game here in LaMoure, get back to the quarterfinals. What does it mean for this year's version of LLM football?
Yeah, we're kind of on a revenge tour. We had a heartbreaking loss last year to New Rockford, and we're looking to get our get back and hopefully win a championship.
Trait or characteristic that best describes this year's team, Gunnar? What kind of comes to mind when someone asks you about this year's version of Lobos football? What comes to mind most for you?
Relentless. We just keep working, keep pounding the nail, and try and do our best.
Final thing for me, another week, you're guaranteed that's all you get in the playoffs, but what does it mean to have another week to play on this football field? The grass is green, the wind's blowing, you got corn stalks coming through at particular times with this wind, but what does it mean to have another home game here in LaMoure?
Yeah, it's great North Dakota weather for football. This grass is some of the best grass I've seen in the state. We have a great grounds crew. The fans have been awesome too, showing up, support, being loud, so it means a lot.
Gunnar, congratulations on the win and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Gunnar Thiel just again for the Lobos will put a bow on this one next here from LaMoure.
I'm PJ Ron, and I live in Mission Court in Ada, Minnesota. Here, there are a lot of people like it here. Well, what could be better?
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators, and there's always some activities around here.
You can't help but like it here. That's what I say.
Lobos again pick up the win by a final of 76-13 here today over the Hankinson Pirates. As we take a look at some of the other scores across the way of North Dakota here on this Saturday afternoon, particularly on the 9-man side. New Rockford Cheyenne defeats North Prairie 46-8. Cavalier Downs North Border 44-14. 6 minutes left. Weimar-Lidchville leads Griggs Dakota 36-24. If the Warbirds can hang on, they'll be making themselves into the quarterfinals. Grant County Flasher 14-6 over Central McLean with 3 minutes left in the third. West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn all over Alexander 46-8 going to the fourth quarter. Start of the second half, Linton HMB, Strasburg, Zeeland 8, South Border scoreless. And after one half of play, Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood 14, South Prairie Max 12. So the winner of that game again will be coming to LaMoure. 11A football, start of the third quarter. Central Cass 42-6 over Botno. Kindred wins over Carrington 48-14. Langdon area, Enmore, Munich, and Oaks in a tussle. The Cardinals lead the Tornadoes by 5, 9 minutes left in the fourth. Killdeer up by 6 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter over Des Lacs Burlington. Shiloh Christian all over Ray Powers Lake to start the second half, 27-6. Velvet Drake, Animus Garrison moving on over Southern McLean as they have a 57-0 lead after one half of play, but it looks like the Aggies will advance. Harvey Wells County up by 7 over EEK with 10 minutes left in the fourth, and Bishop Ryan leads 15-3 over Dickinson Trendy after 1 quarter of play. On behalf of Reggie Funk, I'm Chase Miller. Thank you so much for joining us here today from LaMoure as the Lobos improve to now a 9-0 record behind a running back performance of Gunnar Theogis. Again, 395 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. The Lobos again will host again next Saturday. For more high school playoff football coverage, go to our website at yourliveevent.com or our YouTube channel, as we'll know more of what we'll be able to cover coming up next weekend. And join us for some Minnesota section football from the Fargadome, as well as we'll have section title games on Thursday and Friday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend and good afternoon from LaMoure, North Dakota.